It's,
Well,
it was a lot.
3 more sessions
Underestimated how
for
distracted
about
players
2
could
months
get.
now.
All right. So, in your pursuit of the ability broker and his attempt to create some sort of an arcane device that can allow him to find his home plane and potentially create a portal there, all of you fearing that he may bring something through that could harm the nation, as well as the issues that the machine causes each time that it gets activated. All of you headed to New York. After fighting some mimics and losing 2 of your comrades, after some rest and relaxation, you all headed to the next issue, supposedly caused by the Ability Broker's activation of this device, leading you to the New York Public Library. On the way there, you met the odd, crazy man Ivan, the large Russian Hagrid-looking man stabbing a streetlight with an ice pick. After calming him down, he asked, also, Rye, could you change your name? Because I'm still getting used to names.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. Why do I want to call you Sebastian? Your name is Sebastian. Vincent. Asking Vincent to find him at the homeless shelter and telling him to beware of anybody named Rachel for some reason. As you went to the library, you were able to deduce the issue there and the cause of the large magical barrier that had appeared around the library. And you shut down 2 of the 3 circles empowering it. After shutting down the second of the 3 circles, the external barrier disappeared and shrank to protect a small inner room on the second floor where the final circle existed, where the final circle is found. After some issues in the library with the Ring of One Power, you were able to temporarily sever its connection to not 1 but 2 of your party members who touched and messed around with it. After having Geralt of Rivia put it in a magic circle, the 2 party members, as far as you know, seem to be disconnected from the Ring of One Power. With the barrier down, the Magic Crimes Unit, as well as several police officers, made their way through the first floor and up to meet you on the second floor of the library. Corporal Stevenson, a tall Aarakocra with light blue plumage and a just impeccable posture, met you on the second floor. You gave him the basic rundown of everything that had happened, and he proceeded to the circle on the second floor, walking up to the barrier, and all of you are there. Well, actually, that's where we left off. All of you are there on the second floor, surrounded by a myriad of police officers, doing everything from setting up lights, setting up medical equipment in like a small sort of triage area if there's any sort of injured people, setting up barricades between where you are currently resting and the barrier, kind of 2 rooms past where you are. Like the room that you were in, there's like an extra room between you and where the barrier is, where Corporal Stevenson is currently talking to a man on the opposite side of the barrier, and they're setting up barricades on like a few feet away from you in order to have a fallback point in case anything goes wrong. As you are sitting there, you hear the occasional sound of gunfire from primarily the floors below you and occasionally on the floor that you're on. A few explosions and some odd screeching animalistic sounds here and there. So as all of you are sitting there and the police are hustling around you, what would you all like to do?
Honestly, I feel like we just need to rest up. Most of us are pretty banged up.
Agreed. Also, could someone handcuff me about in 55 minutes?
That's about 45. That's about 15 minutes since the circle went up, I'll say. So you've got about 45 minutes till it goes down.
Yeah, then in 40 minutes.
Some of the police kind of look around and kind of shrug and say, okay. He kind of hands you, takes out his pair of handcuffs and kind of stands there awkwardly.
Thank you. Magic items and stuff have caused trouble.
Just you, or
Oh,
I have the same effect, but I have my own pair of handcuffs. I can just give someone else the key.
oh yeah, you're probably going to want to get rid of your keys. Handcuff keys are more or less universal.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'll be all right. I don't need to borrow someone else's handcuffs. But no, I think genuinely, at least I need to just straight up rest. I think I have 1 hit dice left, so I can get glass features and everything. I can get healed up to maybe halfway, but that's at that point. I'm just like,
You guys did heal the 16 hit points from last session, right?
yeah.
Okay.
But me and Rachel also kept going down to no HP last session.
you know what's funny is I'm on better health than you right now. I have like 30 health and full hit dice.
Yeah, I have 25 HP with 1 hit die.
Yeah, I didn't get to spend my hit die, remember, because I was knocked out that entire time. So I'm like, I still got hit die.
I got potions though, but consumables, never use them.
Oh my god.
Are we just trying to take a breather here, or
I would at least prefer a short. So I can't do much until then.
And with a short rest, that means we're going to be under the effect of the ring again, so I don't think it would be wise to try and run in there. I mean, you and Terrence certainly can, but...
yeah,
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
yeah. Vincent's gonna pop a squat literally in front of the circle, staring at the two in the center, and just like,
Well, we're like down in like the because we're not in that library anymore. We're in the like
I
basically.
thought we had to stay around the circle.
No, we had left it. We had told them about it.
Geralt made the opposite circle where it turns it inward, and then you toss the ring inside.
While this is going on, I am going to. You remind me that Gary needs his money, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot off a message to Greyforge that we need some money to pay off Geralt of Rivia.
There's a pause, and you notice the 3 dots for typing appears and disappears multiple times, and eventually you just get a text back that just says "what?" and then a big question mark.
I'll type him up everything that happened and be like, okay, there's this place, it's summoning out these storybook creatures. Geralt of Rivia popped up, we hired him for help, just giving him everything and explaining the whole situation to him.
He responds with a text that says, I am not allowed to use profanity with agents under my command, so instead, let me just go ahead and say that all of you are the north end of a southbound horse.
I think that's a compliment.
If that goes around anywhere, Vincent just scratches his head like, what the fuck's he talking about?
Listen, I know you're jealous that we got Geralt of Rivia, but there's no reason to call us a north end of a south-facing horse.
Wait, did you say that backwards? Isn't it the south end of a northbound horse?
It could work either way, because if the north is going south, then his ass is pointing north.
Yeah.
Either way, you're called a horse's ass.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the opposite way.
It works either way, man.
Because it's the south end, which would be the ass. The north end is the head.
Unless the horse is traveling south, in which case...
I get it. It works.
It's like, buy a compass.
Where's Loki when you need her?
And yes, I will send
Loki would
that.
be like, why are you calling me the horse's flank?
What'd you say?
And yes, I will send that there's no reason to be mad that we're working with Geralt of Rivia.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I'm gonna
So all of you are basically gonna try to
Yeah, I mean, if most of the group needs a short rest, we need a short rest. I will, however, be within visual of Rachel at all.
I'll give you the handcuff key.
Well, that's also what I was gonna do too, and I'll give you my gun, and as a warning, the restraints really didn't stop me much last time.
Oh yeah, I should also give you my gun and taser and pepper spray, things I never use.
Whoa,
You create your own weapon. I can create a force that can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, you're a lot more deadly because you just look somewhere and go, up here, you know.
So here's the thing, though, right? So when you do your little transpo thingy, you take your clothes with you. If you're wearing the cuffs, do they count as clothing? Do you
It's.
take them with you?
I would say it would probably take with me, because it's not like a wraparound restraint. Like that's someone else's restraint. I would say it would still restrain me, but the getaway is still there.
I would suggest actually handcuffing Lunala's feet then as well.
I think you bamfed away last time because somebody was grappling.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is I can still also create an entity
Oh yeah.
that is, restrained.
Oh, I know. You brought blind. Don't you need line of sight for that ability?
You know?
You don't know? Oh, damn.
So what you're saying is we should just stab out her eyes.
Terrence, I'm saying we're
I'll
blindfold.
regen. That's how that works. But yeah, so I'll give my gun everything. That way you don't have to worry about, spirit with a crossbow.
Yeah.
And I'll say after about 10 minutes of resting and discussing this amongst yourselves, the tall, immaculately postured Eric Krokra heads back from talking to a man on the opposite side of the barrier. The man on the opposite side of the barrier is of average height, medium build, has dark hair, human. He has a very wide chest and shoulders, a sturdy jaw with strong features, and he's wearing a well-tailored, stylish, like gray and silver suit, and just has this constant smile and grin on his face, this like amiable smile. But you also notice like the very slightly pointed canines as he grins. And as the Eric Croker heads back towards you, he looks at all of you sitting, I'll say like probably against a wall, resting. And in his hand he holds a hilt of the sword and kind of turns it over in his hand. I believe that this belongs to one of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
He nods and he tosses it to you, and you can re-add your Saber of Light to your inventory. He gave it to us as a sign of good faith. To be honest, I don't trust that man. But after talking to him for a while, I think we have come to somewhat of an agreement. They are going to surrender, so long as they are not harmed, and they are given proper representation. From there, we will figure out how to either send them back home or help integrate them into society, depending on the individual. Have they said or done anything that should make me cautious about this deal?
I think they well, I do think they potentially killed some other people, but I don't know if it was like actual people from this world, if I remember correct, or if it was just other storybook people.
I know the Harry Potter characters, but
Yeah, I know the Harry Potter characters. They did kill the Harry Potter characters, like the main cast.
was the one the Dresden Files or something? The vampires, weren't they trying to go to Chicago to do some bad?
Yeah,
Well,
He
before
is one
we
of them.
got here,
Yeah.
before we got here, did you guys send anybody else in there?
No,
No.
no. The barrier showed up sometime last night. We were able to surround the building, but we weren't able to get past the barrier. All of you were the first ones to actually step through.
I would definitely suggest before anything is made, like deal wise, is you should investigate what books they come from, because if they've done anything in the book, I believe honestly that could speak to their character, what they're going to do now. Because if I remember right, the vampires in the Dresden Files are not the greatest people.
He nods. I agree. I was actually thinking something similar.
Yeah.
I will put a message out to all of my people, see if I can find anyone who is familiar with the books. I don't think that man there is telling me his real name, but I do believe that he is one of the Red Court vampires.
Hmm. The other thing is we didn't explore the building fully, so if some of your officers could do that, you might be able to find a little bit more details than us, because I don't know how many people were in the library. I don't know how many people have died in the library.
He nods. They're in the process of doing that now. They are cleaning out anyone that has been hostile and arresting anyone who is not. They have found a few security guards and librarians that were working late into the night. Most of them are, well, all of them are alive, and most of them are in good shape. There are a few that were tortured to some degree, but we don't believe that they will die from their injuries.
All right.
Also, our people have found those circles on the third floor that you have made. They say that the ring inside of the circle has, and I quote, googly eyes on it, and that it has been talking to them and offering them immense power. They actually find the whole thing rather amusing.
I couldn't possibly know how it got googly eyes on it.
I'm sure, as he looks down on you like a slightly cocked head.
Wait. It's talking through the circle? Not supposed to stop it?
It was just its effects, I believe.
It's because of the googly eyes. It can talk, but it has no evil
It
influence.
became sentient. Well, outwardly sentient. It's kind of like look towards Rachel. Googly eyes, really?
Listen, in my madness, it seemed like a good idea. Now, thinking back on it, it was probably a bad idea.
I don't know, what part of that made you think it was a good idea?
Well, just think. You're sitting there with that ring thinking it's mine, and then you're thinking, oh, wouldn't it be a great idea if I could talk to this great thing that...
You could already talk to it.
It couldn't talk back. It just whispered
It
me
did.
offers.
That's what it was offering. How is it offering if it can't talk to you? Oh my gosh.
I couldn't
I
have
had
a
the
talk.
same thing, Rachel.
I couldn't talk back to it. I couldn't have a conversation. All it goes is, oh, you can have power. You can't ask it what type of power. It just goes, you can have power.
Well, it talked to me.
Well, because I had googly eyes on it, it could talk to you then. Anyways, is there any news, Captain, on them disabling that? Or else pretty soon we're going to need to be handcuffed and restrained.
He looks down slightly morosely and shakes his head. Nothing as of yet. We only just found the ring, and we haven't had much time to study it. I've put out a request to my officers for anybody familiar with the book, if they have any thoughts. And other than take it to the Fiery Mountain of Mordor or take it to a random volcano, there's been very little headway there.
If any of your men could put down another circle, it could buy us some more time, and then we could actually be helpful. Then it's just we're on a limited timer here for two of us.
Geralt says he has one more casting, but that's going to be another charge.
Yeah.
There are one or two that can do it. Neither of them are here. I will make sure that they know the situation, and we'll try to get them here as quickly as we can. All right, so there's no reason why I shouldn't take this deal after a little bit of research.
I don't see why not.
All
I
right.
need to give everyone a chance.
Yes. Because honestly, if I'm honest, if the vampires are a problem from the book, we could probably get them tried in court, or at least under watch.
He nods. I was thinking the same thing. While the Red Court vampires seem to have the most knowledge of our world, where they come from, magic is secret. It's assumed to be fake. So, they are not familiar with our world, and the fact that the common person knows at least a little bit about magic, and that we have entire police units dedicated to using magic and stopping magical crime. We have far more information about them than they have about us. And this man, as he looks over his shoulder at the man in the suit, I get the sense that he is a predator in every sense of the word. He won't take a risk unless he knows the result. So, if none of you have any piece of information or any reason why I shouldn't take the deal, then I think it would be in our best interest to take it. It will be some time before he sees any sort of opportunity to betray us. But I do believe he will betray us at some point. I just hope that we have enough to stop him from doing that, or to stop him when he does.
I'm going to be quite honest, if they betray us, judging by the other ones we're fought, they're not that hard to stop. I saw Lunaro personally just cut through them like they were butter.
He looks over at Lunala, at the sword in her hand. Is that an actual sword, or?
I activate the saber. It's sort of like a lightsaber-esque weapon.
I was going to say, it seems like a copyright infringement, but...
No, it's called the Saber of Light, so it actually bypasses that.
Oh, well, okay
It
then.
also had a note specifically when we got it that it does not violate any copyright laws, and creators should not be sued. I don't know if that's actually legal, but it had it.
Well, a note. That does sound very legal. Either way,
I got it from your your place.
It's not our problem anymore, is what you're saying?
I'm not the creator.
He has a very slight smirk on the side of his mouth. All right, well then I will go inform them that we will take their deal, and if everything goes well, this whole situation should wrap itself up quite nicely.
Thank you, Chris, for not making us fight them.
No, you guys made decisions. I did nothing here.
All right. It's just like, I was like, I really hope the fight doesn't go bad with those guys and we need to come back up the police.
Hey, I never force fights unless there's always some other way to do it. You guys just happen to do things in the right way that it avoided this fight, but not the other ones. So you guys are good. All right. So he nods at each of you, resumes his impeccable posture, turns around, and starts heading back towards the barrier. After a few minutes of talking with the man, the people on the other side of the barrier start to congregate closer to the barrier as it finally falls. Several officers come up, and no one is put in handcuffs yet, but you see that there are several officers at the ready with their weapons or handcuffs. And as they're over there doing that, each of you are just sitting there kind of trying to relax, trying to get in your short rest. And you notice that one of the officers has her cell phone out, and the cell phone shows a magic circle in a dark room with a small ring with googly eyes in the center, as the ring is bending in like a mouth shape, saying, "I can grant you the greatest power in the world." And all of these officers are like standing around, like kind of snickering. "Oh, really? What kind of power is that? Can you make me really good at baking? I have always wanted to make an amazing cherry pie." "Stop mocking me, you fool." And it's just this for like maybe 30 or 40 seconds of them mocking this googly-eyed ring in the middle of this magic circle.
Okay, that's funny.
I think I'm going to need a copy of that video for personal use.
The female officer kind of hears that, and she kind of looks at you and kind of looks over at Stevenson, and then she kind of nods. As long as you don't tell my boss, I'm more than happy to. I don't think we're supposed to have this.
My lips are sealed.
At about the 45-minute mark, a man arrives. He's very tall. He has like stark white hair. He's wearing very small, round spectacles. He's tall, thin, and he's wearing a long black coat, carrying a briefcase with some sort of arcane sigils around the outside. As he stops and talks to someone, they kind of point towards you, and he walks up to your group. Hello, my name is Hans. What is yours?
Rachel.
Yes, I was told that there was magical items that needed to be contained. I am here to do that. Is it on your person?
No, it is up on the 3rd floor in a magic circle containing it right now. If you touch it, it will try and corrupt you. So do handle it inside the magic circle.
Yes, very well. As I'm guessing all of you are BAP agents, as he kind of looks at your clothes, and he looks at Vincent's shield and sees it written on there. Have you tried putting it in the magic nullifying material?
Yes.
Yes, we have.
Okay, so that means it is definitely sapient. Okay, I will go do that immediately. Do you know how long until the circle breaks? And then Girl kind of chimes in as he's kind of leaning against a wall. About 10 minutes. Excellent. I will get up there presently. Try to stay here, stay safe, and as he kind of looks around at the cops, if they do anything strange, try to contain them without hurting them. It's not their fault what they do.
We already have a containment protocol. In 5 minutes' time, we'll be both handcuffed.
Oh, okay. That's fantastic. Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not used to working with professionals on both sides. It's actually quite nice. I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to go and fix the circle. And then he's like kind of apologizing and kind of like bowing slightly as he's heading towards the stairs.
Rachel will call out, "You're doing fine. Don't worry about it. Just do what you need to get done, and we'll let you do your job."
Oh, yes, thank you. And you're doing a great job as well. Whatever your name is, I'm sorry you had to go through this. And he's just like talking, and he's like kind of like having most of his body around like the side of the wall as he's trying to get going, but he's also trying to like keep his head there so he can be heard. So don't worry, everything will be fine. I'm going to get it nice and contained, and we'll figure out something like long term. And then like one of the cops like just like takes his shoulder and just like shoves him past as he disappears around the corner.
Is he a consultant?
The female officer with the phone kind of gives you a nod. Yeah, he isn't exactly much of a people person. He deals with a lot of like cursed objects and things, and she kind of points to her head, kind of messes with him, or at least that's what the theory is. You know, other people said that he was like always like that. The white hair is kind of weird because he's like what 30? I don't know, but yeah, he's weird, but. You know, he's a harmless guy. He's nice.
I can see that.
So as the man disappears, after about 5 or 6 minutes, Lunala and Rachel, you start feeling the pressure of the psychic pressure of the ring trying to draw you towards it and sort of a come hither. Each of you make me a wisdom saving throw. I'll say with advantage.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Oh, hey, we're next to little Vincent. Appreciate you. Yeah. +4, right? Yeah.
Oh,
+4.
Yeah, that +4 will help out nicely. 24.
Holy shit, I rolled well. Holy fuck. All right. No modifier, but with Vincent, 23.
Nice. As you feel this come hither, both of you are far enough away and you've been exposed to the ring enough that you're able to put up your mental defenses long enough for this feeling to suddenly start to abate and then disappear over the course of about a minute as you assume the second circle goes up.
Yep.
And shortly after this ends, you hear over one of the radios that Hans has created a second circle and that it is okay to let Rachel and Lunala go.
Oh, thank God.
But over this, our rest and everything, so I'm pretty sure they're with us. I'm just apologizing profusely to Montoya for attacking him.
Boy, Montoya!
Montoya is kind of looking at you, then he kind of nods. It's fine. I'm kind of a hardy guy. It's not the first time that I got attacked. And no offense, but there were other things in there that hit me quite a bit harder. Just kind of sad that as he kind of looks over at Geralt, kind of sad that I got beaten up in front of, the Geralt of Rivia. Did I at least look cool there when I was doing stuff? I mean, I
mean, you still look cool. You still have bullet holes in you when I shot you. So, I mean, that's something if that,
Yeah. So, yeah, no hard feelings, just... I mean,
I would say if you want, you could ship me back, but I kind of looked down at the shotgun. That one might hurt a lot more.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't survive. I'm very good at this. But, yeah, no, it's fine. You were cursed or mind controlled or something. It happens to... I mean, not everybody. It's actually kind of rare, but, it happens.
Yeah. This guy still just kind of, looks bad.
Yeah, and he's also kind of looking around awkwardly, like, how do you deal with this?
How do you deal with, your friend shooting you twice?
But hey, we both survived, right? I mean, the last time that I worked with, as he gestures over to Terrence and Rachel, two agents die, and then he kind of gets quiet.
Elbow, just like...
Yeah, I heard about that.
Rachel
elbow on your side as well.
Rachel kind of looks like she's seen Vietnam flashbacks as that's mentioned.
I understand I'm not that charismatic, but come on.
Sorry, I was just trying to make you feel better, and then I realized what I was saying as I was saying. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah, just gives a glance over to Vincent too. I'll deal with you later.
Yeah. Why would anything be wrong?
But are you crazy? Did you hear what he said? You want me to repeat it to you?
Terrence, it's fine, as I will elbow Terrence.
Oh, what, you gonna stab me again?
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. I'll buy you a bottle of wine later. Same for you, Vincent. Apology wine.
As all of you are talking, Hans comes back down the stairway. Again, just kind of looking awkward. And you notice that he keeps a wide berth around people, like he's afraid he's going to get in the way of someone, and he's hyper conscious about accidentally being in the way of someone else as he walks
Hans! Come over here.
Oh, yes, thank you. The ring has been contained, but I will only be able to hold it for about maybe 6 hours with the equipment that I have on me.
Excellent. You've done very well.
Thank you. I don't know whether or not I can remove the curse, the tether that it has on you and you, but I think I can try. If not, then I need to contact one of my contacts, see if they can remove it. They are quite a bit more powerful than I am, a bit more knowledgeable.
All right. What do you need to do to remove it? Where do you need us to sit? What do you need us to do?
It's a simple procedure. Basically, I need two of you to come over here and lay down. As he kind of points to a section on the floor. And he kind of turns to one of the police officers nearby. Are you using this part of the floor for anything, or we aren't going to be in your way? And no, you're good. Okay, thank you. Yes, both of you just lay down. The floor is a bit cold, so let me know if you get too cold. I have some hot hands in my my suitcase with my briefcase. Are both of you comfortable?
We're fine.
We're fine as we go lay down.
Okay, good. If you feel any sort of urge to turn evil, eat the eyes of babies, let me know immediately. These could be very bad signs. But first, as he opens up his briefcase, and he takes out a few vials and a few like little plastic baggies of varying odd materials that you can't quite place. The room is now lit fairly well with the lights that they've been setting up, but there are still a large number of shadows since they're using that, temporary lighting. And a lot of these bags are kind of covered in shadow. As he opens one of the bags, he takes out what looks like a small petrified tongue. Something from a creature about the size of like maybe a small dog. Yes, I need both of you to open your mouths and put this tongue on your tongue.
All right.
All right. Just don't tell me what it is, okay?
Well, this is a new form of French kissing.
Okay, I won't tell you what it is. As he puts it on both of your tongues. And he kind of uses his fingers to like close your mouth. Okay, and he takes a bottle of some sort of an odd blue liquid that smells like hot burning garbage and chopped onions. And he takes it, he opens it up, and he kind of drizzle it on your head, on your forehead, like from the left side of your head to the right side.
Rachel will wince as this is dripped on her.
You wince, and your eyes kind of actually start to water as this scent just gets into you. Okay, so is the oil, and then he takes two metal like magic circles, permanently like welded together. Puts it on each of your chests. Okay, again, just let me know if there's any sort of pain or discomfort. All right.
Rachel will roll her eyes as he says this.
Yeah, or any sort of unnatural urges that you wouldn't normally have.
Did we restore hit points at all from a short rest?
Yeah, that's a good point. You guys would have actually just finished your short rest, so I'll say whatever hit dice everybody wants.
Just making sure. I'm also getting a second wind.
I'm going to spend like 3 hit
Oh,
dice.
that was a bad second wind.
Right,
Okay.
4.
Okay, second wind and short rest hit dire. Applied.
9.
We're good. I'm not bloodied anymore. I'm at 45 of 70.
And then let me know when everybody's done.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm done spending hit dice, so.
All right, Vincent. It looks like you didn't do any.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted dealing with kiddo. My ties.
Yeah, I'm at full. That's good. That's good.
What's your full?
45. You think I have health? You fool!
I'm currently also at 45.
You have so much health, though. Like no joke. The only reason I can last that long in fights is going. I use uncanny dodge to half the damage. God.
Simply become beef.
Oh God.
So I used all of my hit die, and I'm at max.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your max?
52.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was in the teens, so yeah.
Listen, Lunala. Not all of us can have fighter level health.
Paladin does.
Fair enough.
But I also didn't tough.
Yeah, that tough feat, man. So nice.
Tough, and I have 16 con.
All right. So as the tongue is on your tongue, and as it sits on your tongue for a few seconds, it starts to, like it was a dried tongue, your own saliva starts to like make it moist again, and it starts to regain that nice pliability of a tongue, and it actually starts to feel like it again. And as it has like the same texture of your own tongue, just like very slightly different, you have to actually kind of like resist the temptation to like instinctively swallow and try to like get it out of your mouth, as it's just kind of like sitting there on your tongue. The oil on your forehead is starting to sting your eyes. And as finally he reaches into a baggie and he pulls out a very large eye, like 4 inches in diameter. And he takes it and he claps his hands together and like squishes it between his hands. And he takes the like oily goo from inside the eye and he rubs it all over his hands as he puts his hands on both of your the crowns of your heads as he starts muttering a spell. And as he does, you feel a cleansing wind drip through your body. At first it's like a breeze going through, and then it feels like someone cracks an egg on your head as it slowly drips down throughout your body, and it actually causes you to kind of shiver and shudder as it travels along your spine, having this oddly refreshing cleansing feeling. And as he finishes his incantation and removes his hands from your head, the feeling abates. Okay, how do both of you feel? Oh, you can spit out the object that I put in your mouth.
Turn over.
Before he even finishes, Rachel will spit it out.
You can spit it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Floop.
It was a dried tongue, and now it literally just looks like a fresh, pliable tongue on the ground, just like a wet splat as you spit it out onto the ground.
I'm gonna aim it so it lands next to his feet, by the way.
Okay. Is that a good sign? Is that a bad sign? Do you feel murderous intent, or do you feel like punching a small dog?
No, I do feel like I just have been drizzled and like marinated in sauce.
Oh, you mean this? As he holds up the blue liquid.
No, get that away from me. Get that away from me.
Oh, okay. But you're both feeling okay?
As far as I can tell.
Okay. Well, the magic circle up on the next floor should last for maybe another 50 minutes or so. When that time ends, let me know if you feel any sort of connection to the object. All right?
Will do. I appreciate it.
Okay. This is very good. All of you have a nice day. It was very nice to meet all of you. And then he walks up and he like two-handed shakes every single one of your hands like very vigorously. You can call me later, as he takes out like business cards and he hands each of you a business card. It says Hans the Curse Breaker.
I have a question. Did he wipe his hands off, or is he shaking our hands with like eyeball hands?
He did not wash off his hands.
Oh my!
But you notice that his hands are dry. Like whatever it was, it's dried, but it's probably still there.
Oh god, Rachel's gonna cringe a little bit, but try to give him a straight face. It's just gonna be like his involuntary cringe, and then just this fake smile as she shakes.
As he sees like you cringe, he kind of like grabs onto your hand. Are you feeling okay? Is there some sort of a spasm? Do you feel any sort of a spasm? As he like takes out a light and he turns it on and he like starts shining it in your eye to like measure your pupil retraction.
No. I'm just okay. You crushed a dry eyeball in your hand and then immediately shook my hand.
Oh yes. I'm very sorry. I forgot. Some people don't approve of that. It is actually surprisingly clean on the inside of an eye, especially these eyes. We make sure to purify them very well. Technically, the eye is more just like a shell. The inside is more of a concoction that we have. Don't get me wrong. There's parts of the eye in the concoction, but you will be fine. It is not bad at all. You don't have to worry about it stinking or infecting you in any way. You'll be fine.
I'm already over at like the medical area again, just getting hand sanitizer.
I'm gonna follow Lunala after he gets done with
As he's going through his whole spiel, I've already walked away, get hand sanitizer, as I'm coming back, rubbing my hands.
Oh god.
So as he finishes shaking everybody's hand, he kind of like bows a few times as he like starts to head back up to the third floor.
I'm gonna turn to the female officer and be like, I'm gonna add another theory. I think he's crazy because of all the fumes he has. Like, did you smell that stuff he has? I think his brain might have been fried from all that stuff.
As you notice that most of the officers are now standing like a good 10 feet away from you after the oil was uncorked and spread. I smelled it. I think you're right about the fumes. That was some nasty crap.
I have rose perfume on me. I'm gonna spray that on myself.
Right. You do so, and it helps right here next to like a little bit of the oil drizzle on the floor. So like right in this area, it's more like just like a mixture of the scents and actually kind of makes it a little bit worse. But as you step away a little bit, it helps a bit. But the female officer is going to walk up to Terrence and ask for his his contact and his phone number, so that way she can send him a copy of the video of the ring.
Oh yes, here, take it.
I kind of go next to Vincent and kind of give him an elbow. Just go like, Terrence with the young ladies.
I mean, he can do magic. That's kind of cool.
Terrence kind of turns back and gives finger guns and a wink to them.
She sends you a copy of the video. And again, don't tell my boss about this. Don't show this to anybody.
Of course, I won't show it to anybody at all.
Appreciate it.
But puts her name in his phone as female cop with like a little heart next to it.
I can see it.
And after all of this is done with, Stevenson walks back up to you. Again, just impeccable posture. All right. So, we have negotiated their release. All of you can either head home or preferably head to the hospital and get checked out, then head home. But I think we have it from here. Thank you for your work today.
I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you for all the backup that you guys provided. If you guys hadn't been here, we wouldn't be standing here.
He nods. We are glad to help out our fellow officers wherever we can. And all of you did very good work here as well. We've had no casualties, as he kind of cocks his head slightly. I'm not sure whether or not storybook characters count, but we've had no civilian casualties, so I count this as a very good day, and that you all did a very good job. If you're ever in the city again, please look me up.
Rachel will nod, and I think we're going to be here for a while longer, so if you have any more info on cases after we've rested up, we'll be ready to head after the next one.
He nods. Okay. Is there anything else any of you would like to do in the library? Or anyone you would like to talk to before you go?
I'm going to check and see if Greyforge is worked out the payment for Geralt of Rivia, because I don't want that man coming after me demanding payment.
You can feel his presence looming over you.
He sends you a text back that says, I have to get authorization, but it shouldn't be a problem.
All right.
After we leave here, one that stops Lunama definitely wants to go is to the police station, because she needs to make filed report for all the bullets fired and all that sort of stuff. The person who's done paperwork for this, organization realizes how much has to actually be recorded.
And as you head back to the police station, people give you a wide berth, and you're not sure why for a moment, as you've gotten used to the scent of the oil that was on your head. Even though you've wiped it off, it's still lingering. And then a lot of people kind of like duck into hallways away from you as you pass.
I also don't look the best. Like there's still like injuries and such. Like it's.
I'm going to offer Lunala up some of my rose perfume as we're going down and be like, here, take this. It'll help mask some of the scent.
I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, and it definitely helps mask it, but like within like a 5-foot radius, it's still kind of like that mixture rather than it being the perfume. But beyond that radius, it's that pleasant rose scent.
Thaumaturgy, not freaking prestidigitation, so I can't get rid of it.
Yeah. All right, so all of you head back to the police precinct.
Are you
Terrence,
needing somebody to clean you up?
Wait, what did you say?
I have prestidigitation.
I would love that. Absolutely.
Sam, is that deal open to me as well?
As long as you aren't going to stab me again.
I'll buy you wine, Professor! Will you forgive me if I get you a high shelf bottle of wine?
We will see. Will then meticulously clean every part of their body that perfume touched.
okay. The perfume or the oil?
The oil.
Okay. Mostly along their forehead and like a little bit dripped in their ear and a little bit in their hair, which you realize it takes like a couple of prestidigitations. Like whatever this oil is, it's oddly magic resistant, but you know, it takes a couple of tries, but you are eventually able to clean it from their hair. And the scent goes away. A little bit of the perfume goes with it, but for the most part, the perfume is there.
Yeah, so then I'll go back and fill out the paperwork of my freaking 21 bullets fired.
And you fill out the paperwork for your 21 bullets fired.
I record ammunition, so...
Yeah.
Rachel in her report will say
That's a write-off,
many
man.
bullets were fired.
Exactly. I want to get money for that. Bullets are expensive, man.
And as you're writing up your report, there are various people in the precinct that are starting to hang up Christmas decorations around the inside of the precinct. Around the city, they've been going up for a few days, just lightly here and there, but now they're finally starting to do it in earnest. Given that it is in late October, mid-October.
I see nothing wrong with this, as someone from the UK doesn't really celebrate Thanksgiving, so this is perfectly normal for me. There is no Thanksgiving holiday there, so all those people that like get angry about like, oh, it's not even Thanksgiving yet. For me, it's like, oh yeah, Christmas is next. We're good.
God.
All right, is there anything else all of you are doing at the police precinct?
I tried to get Montoya's information on his bullets fired, realizing that he has no idea how many he fired.
Yeah, he's like, I never counted. I just like grab a box from the storeroom.
It's really, it helps track, especially finances and such. I lay like all these documents in front of him. See, if we do this, we can subsidize this. We can.
And he looks very confused, and he's like, I mean, bullets aren't that expensive, and I mean, if I ever need more, I can just pay for it out of my own pockets, and I don't have to do the paperwork. I'm not filling out this
As
paper.
someone who's hard to do the paperwork, filling out these forms is crucial.
And for me, you know, not filling out the paperwork is worth like the 5 or 10 gold that gets spent. You know what I mean? Like, if someone paid you 5 or 10 gold, would you fill out this paperwork for that paltry sum? I would pay money not to do it.
I majored in this.
I'll pipe up that goes, actually, if we fill out the paperwork this time, it might help out Geralt of Rivia having the report properly squared away.
I also need to record the components for the spells he's cast. That's another form. There's a general inventory form, then there's a magical inventory form. Then if it's a component for a spell, that's another form.
Montoya hears what you said, Rachel, and he kind of looks at you and he says, I can see what you're trying to do. And it's working. And I hate that.
It goes, here, I'll help with it. We'll each take like a third of this, and it'll be done lickety split.
When I hand you a stack of papers, I need all these filled out.
But are you sure you can trust her to fill them out correctly?
I slide the papers back towards me.
Rachel will just go, I've been the one writing all the reports for our group until you showed up.
You can see like the reports, considering literally Luna's like major was finance. You can see they're all expertly done. It's like to a point of like, well, yeah.
Yeah. Now Rachel's reports are not nearly as that detailed.
Yeah, Montoya is like looking at your handwritten reports, and he's like, "Did you type this? What the hell?" Just like that perfect penmanship.
Yeah, you have to write it so legibly, otherwise you got scolded. So yeah, that's what I'm doing then, probably for like the next hour, filling out reports.
All right, Vincent, what are you doing while the three of them are filling out reports?
Trying to not so sneakily just literally eyeball Rachel.
Not so sneakily.
All right, make me an insight check.
Where's 19.
Nice. As far as you can tell, she doesn't seem to be under the effect of the ring anymore. But you've been fooled before, and your naturally paranoid personality is kicking into overdrive since you were literally betrayed like an hour ago by this exact same person.
I have a question. Do I notice him watching me?
Make me a perception check.
I didn't know if you were watching me as well. I rolled. No, I don't notice anything, even if you were.
There we go.
Yeah, he's not exactly stealthy in general, and it doesn't look like he tries to hide any sort of social impropriety of what he does.
Yeah.
Rachel raises her hand and waves at him and goes back to writing reports.
Terrence, what are you doing during this hour or so of paperwork?
Terrence just wants to find a spot to take a nap. He is drained.
All right, Sergeant Ramon actually lets you into his office, and he has like a nice small leather couch in his office that he lets you lay down on. And he actually takes a pillow and a blanket out of a large drawer on his desk. It's not the first time that I've had to sleep here at night. As he hands it over to you, so you can take a nice nap, a nice well-deserved nap from almost dying multiple times today.
How could I almost forget? I almost forgot about the 4 silver bullets that I fired as well. Gotta make a report on that one too.
Yeah, you just like tear up the report that you already had. I'm just adding it as an addendum.
Lunala, can I quickly grab your attention from the report to ask you, what does Vincent like in like wine or drinks? Does he have a preferred drink?
Oh, Vincent, what is your preferred drink that I've seen you drink? If you do, I don't know. Out of character.
I don't.
Has she seen you drink?
Probably not. I mean, we've only really known each other on
For like a couple weeks before we met the group, and that was to clear up the mimics.
Yeah.
We got in like a hold of each other's personalities, but I don't know about a lot of those.
Yeah. Probably not close enough to like go drinking there.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually sure. He's sort of reserved in a sense of outside time. It kind of goes in, gets the job done type of individual.
Well, that's not very helpful. Well, thank you, but I need to get him a gift because I tried to kill him, and I was thinking, I don't know what you get someone for as a gift for trying to kill them.
I don't know, but when you figure it out, let me know.
I don't know. I'm just gonna probably get him a top shelf, like a nice top shelf red wine or something.
Something about him doesn't exactly scream wine, but you definitely do you.
Well, would you think it's vodka then?
I look over at Vincent.
I want to get him beer because
Maybe a
Whiskey?
bit. Honestly, he could honestly be a Bud Light guy. I don't know.
Okay. It just feels a little cheap to get someone Bud Light for almost killing them. Like, that just kind of is like, yes, that's not really a good gift, getting someone Bud Light for almost killing them.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah. I don't know either. So Rachel will now write reports and ponder what to get Vincent.
Okay. By the time you all finish the report, it's getting late. It's getting dark, and you feel like it's probably about time to either turn in or probably about time to turn in. Is there anything you all want to do before going to bed, or?
Yes, I'm going to stop by the liquor store and pick up a top shelf wine and an excellent whiskey.
All right. Also, you can find really good wine for about 20 gold. Same for the whiskey.
All right. And I will deliver them to Vincent and Terrence, respectively. With Terrence getting the wine, obviously.
All right. Anybody else doing anything before y'all take your first long rest in weeks?
Tonight, not that I can think of.
All right. So as each of you fall asleep, most of you have some semblance of nightmare, either about the ability broker for Terrence and Rachel, or just about the things that you found at the library. You notice that a large, smiling, razor-toothed clown features prominently in a couple of them. But you get your good night's rest and you wake up in the morning. So you all get a full night's long rest. So feel free to whatever you need to do on your character sheet for that. Get back half of your hit dice, Vincent.
Yeah.
Hey, I forget that too. I always just like default. I was like, oh, they're all there.
Yeah. It's like it's so weird because I rarely use more than half of my hit dice because then it won't come back on a long rest. But then when I do a long rest, it's like I forget about it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, you only get half your hit dice back on the long rest?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I only used 3 then, because that's half my hit dice.
I always forget it's a rule. I always forget it's a rule. So we leveled up, right?
Nope. Haven't finished this arc yet.
Oh, God. It feels like we finished an arc.
Yeah, I know. I did not expect that.
Geralt gets paid.
Yeah.
I'm sure Gary will get his.
I'll check with Greyforge that if Gary got paid. I'll be like, listen, Greyforge, did Gary get paid? He's kind of the type of person that if we didn't pay him, he would come hunt us down, and you'd be hearing death reports about us.
We will be waking up without eyeballs.
Yeah.
As you contact Greyforge about Geralt, he sends a text back that says, I talked to Geralt, and according to him, and I quote, according to him, he charges per kill, and I quote, dragons cost extra. As you get this response back, he says, I will deposit the money that you got from your recent excursion into your accounts. And you get a notification from your respective bank accounts saying that 750 gold was deposited into your accounts, and then you immediately get another text that says 300 gold was taken out of each of your accounts.
300.
So 450.
Yes.
Jesus. Do I get reimbursed for all my bullets, by the way?
What?
I said, do I get reimbursed for all my bullets, by the way?
Yeah.
Cool. Real inventory.
I will text Greyforge back, thank you, and also text him, I wasn't the one that negotiated his prices.
I think he sets his own prices.
I forget who hired him, but it wasn't my character. Oh
I think it
god.
was Vincent.
I was the one to convince him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put in the Vincent's the one that hired him.
I was pretty sure that was a wyvern, not a
You
dragon.
discussed rates beforehand, right?
As I have to go tell the whole group why everyone's missing 300 gold. Oh yeah, Geralt of Rivia, he actually costed a lot.
Crazy that the OP fucking character we had with us costed.
Oh yeah, no, he was worth it. He was doing 46 per slash. He was.
Yeah, he was worth it. No, 100%. That's easily the 300 gold I have spent. But my God, when you said 750 gold, my eyes lit up, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, remove 300 of that." I'm like, "Oh damn it, Gerald."
And it's like, and you know that he could have easily just deposited the 450 gold into your accounts, and you would have never known any better. But this is like intentionally done this way.
This was
Yeah.
your
What a
fault.
weird game is this?
All right, what are you all doing in the morning? Anything like special or?
No, I think.
Rachel's gonna take a longer shower than usual. Just sit in the shower.
I'm gonna message the police office if by chance they have magical armaments, specifically handguns by chance. Just like, just magical, pistols and such.
Okay. They'll text you back and say that they recovered some from the library the day before, but they don't have any that were going up for auction anytime soon.
Right. Just
I'm gonna buy.
damage for my gun.
Yep. You reminded me. I'm gonna buy healing potions.
Okay. How many would you like to buy and what kind?
No, I think I can still get away with using smalls, so I'm gonna buy like 5 small healing potions.
Holy shit.
All right. If you're buying that many, then they're only 35 per healing potion. If you buy them in packs of 5.
Yeah, 'cause I badly need healing potions. I go through so many of them.
I don't think I have downed a potion yet.
Yeah, no, you haven't. You gave me some of yours, and
I've been giving everyone my potions.
yeah, and those went down me as well. Like I was looking through my thing, and all I had left is one of those ointments, and I went, "Holy shit! I used that many healing pots."
Yeah.
I think certain people took some from you too, though, right?
Yeah.
To feed into her because she was down.
Yeah.
So either way, she said, I think the only time I have ever consumed a potion was, I think, Montoya fed me one of his.
Yeah.
And then I tried giving him a potion, he denied.
To be fair, if you have fed Rachel any potions, I will pay for replacement potions for you guys.
I don't remember.
All right. So in the morning, I'll say some of you like turn on the TV and you see advertisements for things like the traditional tree lighting ceremony at Rockefeller Center, the upcoming Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade with all like the nice floats, and an onslaught of Black Friday sales advertisements litter like every other commercial that you see. But the news is a bit more shocking, as the featured story is, quote, mayhem in Manhattan. As the reporter on the news show says, dozens of civilians dead with two... the mayhem in Manhattan started with dozens of civilians dead, including 2 BAP agents, as it shows pictures of Severin Dara and Grant Gellsworth. from the mimics at the Grand Central Terminal along Fifth Avenue, and it shows like a short, like 5 or 6 second clip of Rachel and Terrence sort of like standing over their bodies and the multiple dead civilians around them. The lizard creatures interrupting Avanti's show at Carnegie Hall, and now fictional characters attack a national institution in broad daylight, and all of this just less than a year after the infamous New Year's Eve massacre, aka the Chicago incident, as a short video on shows the Chicago BAP field office from the early morning hours of New Year's Eve the previous year, and you see like a giant, like 50 diameter hole just ripped off the side of the building. Bodies of agents covered in sheets are still visible on the inside of the building. And though the building is cordoned off, it is surrounded by medical personnel and news vehicles documenting the incident, all while some snow is whipped about by the Windy City is blown all over the clothes and the people and vehicles involved in this incident. And then it shows other incidents over the past few weeks. It shows the clip of a winged bear and the Deerbird skinwalkers exploding out of the window of the hospital in Tuba City. The people from Eugene, Oregon, who are invisible being turned visible again by BAP agents. And the small clip of the lizard folk mayor from Salem describing the nocturnal attacks on children. And the news anchor says, and we now have to wonder if the BAP and the Magic Crimes units are even fit to solve these problems anymore. And we now go to our panel to discuss. And it's a panel of like six different experts, 3 in favor of like the BAP and the Magic Crimes, and 3 in favor, 3 against, sort of like discussing all of these recent events and the massive death and destruction that has been happening. As the most recent incident at the library is also brought up quite a bit. And that this mayhem in Manhattan is just playing on every news channel that you can find.
Rachel's gonna call, shut it off! Just shut it off!
But with that, you guys have a little bit of downtime if you guys would like to do anything in New York City. There is you can take in a movie, there's Broadway. The top movie in the nation is a martial arts flick titled Enter the Lion, and it shows a portrait of a poster of a male human with short pink hair, wielding a dark wooden staff, standing like a martial arts pose, standing back to back with a beautiful yellow-skinned half-orc, half-elf with small balls of fire in each hand.
Nice. I want to see. So I still feel, bad for, shooting Montoya. So I want to see if I can get an engraving on like a shotgun slug that just says Montoya, like with like an exclamation point. Like try to get like a laser engraving on that, so I can give that as like a gift.
Okay, I'll say it costs maybe like 8 silver.
Okay. So I will offer that, and I'll kind of like put it with like a necklace, so it's like he can like wear this, and it just it's just Montoya, on that, and that kind of offer my apologies again for shooting him.
All right, are you going to give this to him in person?
Yes.
Okay. As you give him the shotgun shell with the name on it, he's like, "So you're giving me a bullet with my name on it? Are you telling me to?" And he kind of looks around to shoot myself.
It's on a necklace. You every time you kind of went into like the fight, you always just screamed your own name, Montoya. So I tried to. All right, well, I tried.
As you mentioned this, like his face starts to like turn red. I was just showing off for Geralt. Oh my God, can you not tell anybody that I did that? I mean, thank you, and this gift it's very thoughtful. Just please don't tell anyone that I did that. That's not my best moment.
I didn't know if that was normal, so I figured I tried. I'm sorry.
I appreciate it. Just don't bring up my dark past.
I just like walk away, like hold my hand, like I made it worse.
He's just like, it's the thought that counts. But seriously, don't think about what happened yesterday. All right. Rachel, what are you doing with your downtime?
She's going to actually spend it rereading the Dresden Files, particularly about the Red Court vampires.
Okay. Make me an intelligence check.
Oh, intelligence, a thing that I have something in. Woo!
Nice. If you want, you can also psychic bolster it. Just leaving that up to you.
I'll bolster it because I'm hoping we get another long rest before. Next thing.
That is exactly what you needed. All right. As you read through the Dresden Files, well, quick question: has everybody here up to date on the Dresden Files? Because I don't want spoiler alert. Anybody?
I am.
Okay, Rachel.
I've just started, but I don't care about spoilers because, well, I put it this way: I got spoiled when I started looking into the books. Immediately, I was spoiled on a lot of the stuff when I looked into it. So I don't really care. I already know mostly what's going on with it.
All right, Lunala, also you're muted. And Lunala has zero opinion and is muted. Okay. As you read into the books, you're eventually able to discover actually who the person Stevenson was talking to is. The books call him Duke Paulo Ortega. He's one of the nobles of the Red Court vampires. He's actually killed in, I forget which book, 3 or 4, pretty early on. And his wife attempts to take revenge on Harry Dresden on a couple of different occasions later on. After reading through the books, and specifically book 12 and the ultimate fate of, as far as everybody knows, all of the Red Court vampires, you can understand that if you read this, why he was more interested in staying in this world rather than going back to the book world, as not only he dies, but most of the people he knows died.
Yeah. I will give a summary and text it to the police chief as just hey, so you know, this is what I did. I spent some time reading the books.
Okay. And some of the added information is his personality that you got from the books. He seems kind and amicable, but that disappears the instant that he decides to betray you. He's always looking for that time, that angle, that he's like that kind of guy that you want to share a beer with, but he'll stab you in the back when it's most beneficial to him without thought or without any hesitation.
Oh, hell, I'll do a whole character profile on him then, and I'll send that on over to, the police chief.
All right. You send that back, and you get a bit of a thanks at first, and then later on you get a much more lengthy thank you note. As the people that are dealing with negotiations now have a better angle to talk to him now that they know the person that they're dealing with. And they are able to confirm that this is in fact Paulo Ortega.
Yep. I'll just shoot back. Happy to help. Had some spare time.
All right. Vincent, what would you like to do with your downtime? Lots of stuff to do in New York.
Yeah, I'm not on the clock. So Vincent is going to be going around doing a restaurant crawl, just hitting up all the places that are top 20 lists of places to eat in New York type of thing.
Okay. Make me just roll a d20.
Sure.
No, charisma. Roll me a charisma persuasion.
Yeah. I'm a boy, I think. 13.
All right. As you go to a number of these restaurants, most of them don't let you in because the top restaurants usually require months of advanced seating. But a few people either notice, a few people actually recognize you from the multiple scenes from the library that they've been showing on TV lately. And they're able to sort of sneak you into some of the restaurants. It's going to be kind of expensive if these are like top tier restaurants. Are you going for like top tier fancy like Michelin star restaurants, or are you just going to like those like kind of famous hole in the wall restaurants?
So like any place that would that is on like tourists, like, oh, you have to go to this place when you visit New York type of thing.
Oh, well then, yeah, you have no problem really getting in. Since you start pretty early in the morning, most of the issue with trying to get food is just trying too late in the day because they tend to sell out quickly in those places. But yeah, you're able to have the hot dogs at, what's that called? What are they called? Where's that place in New York with the hot dogs? Crap, I can't think of it.
A hot dog stand?
No, shut up.
West Coaster just going, I have no idea.
The East Coaster is like, I have no idea. I'm from New York.
I heard they have lots of hot dogs in New York.
Yeah.
They're all over the place. You saying that one hot dog place does not narrow it down.
Well, I was thinking like at the pier, but it's like the pier is Chicago, not New York.
Yeah, Vincent teleports all the way over to Chicago to have hot dogs.
See, I was talking to my roommate. So, Vincent, you're getting fancy food?
No, not fancy.
Oh, please, come on, let's
Places-
go get fancy food.
Yeah,
Me and
when
you, let's go.
to a place. They're like tourist top 20 to do type of thing. Not necessarily fancy.
Okay.
All right, and so since they're like tourist top 20, a lot of them are local pizza joints.
Yeah.
Some of them are worth the comments that you've had, worth being top 20. Other ones are obviously not quite as good. Yeah, pizza, hot dogs, things like that. And it's a pretty decent day. You come back, your stomach is full to the point where you kind of want to take a nap midday, kind of full. But you're also able to see quite a number of sights as you wander around the city. The Christmas decorations are going up in earnest now. There are even some Thanksgiving decorations, but not as much, despite Thanksgiving being only a few days away. But you have a pretty decent time. I'll say whole thing maybe 3 gold if you went to multiple places.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Terrence, what would you like to do?
Terrence is going to Broadway and going to a fancy-ass restaurant.
All right. Anything in particular that he would like to see in Broadway?
Hamilton.
Good question. What is playing?
Most of the classics are playing pretty much constantly on Broadway. Wicked. What was that one that you just brought up?
Hamilton.
Hamilton. I was like trying to call it like Hansel. Yeah, Hamilton. There is the Addams Family. There are
Shrek the Musical. It was on
Terrence
Broadway.
is going to Shrek the Musical.
It was on Broadway.
Dear Evan Hansen, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. That's stupid. Phantom of the Opera. Shrek. You're going to see Shrek, the musical.
For the memes, I'm going to go
Fun
see
fact,
Shrek the Musical.
I was in Shrek the Musical back in middle school.
Seriously?
Absolutely.
There's a special run of a Broadway Burn Baby Burn, and that's the one he's gonna go see.
Yeah, I was in Shrek the Musical back when I was like 13, 14.
Okay, well then, Waffle, please describe to us what Terrence sees when he goes to see Shrek the Musical, since I've never seen it.
So I think I've also seen the actual recording because I wanted to see what it looked like. The costume is awful. It's right. It is straight awful. There is what's the when they go into it's supposed to be like the main castle and everything. It's been a hot minute since I've done that. I've looked at this. This has been like 9 years. There's a really funny scene where in the song where you know how they go in, they see like the little like puppet animation where it's like telling all about the castle and how amazing it is, like the little toys and everything in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's a song, and it still does the whole and wipe your face as like literally in the thing you show your ass to the crowd and then you just like turn around and be like face. Princess Fiona in her song, one of her lines is literally, "I'm a very gifted bowler." For reasons why a prince should come get her. Let's see, what else is there?
Is that the one with the...
What's up?
Oh, I was going to ask, is this the one with the Lord Farquaad song?
Yes.
Or...
Yeah.
I see
Lord
clips
Farquaad is literally a person like on their knees. So my obviously middle school, high school experience is a little different with the quality because I was in a very poor school. So literally like Gingy for me was someone with like a little like brown sock puppet essentially, and it was on like a sheet tray, but we didn't have a sheet tray that we could punch a hole through, so it was like flattened aluminum foil on cardboard. So it was certainly so. Yeah, the costume looks awful, but it's entertaining nonetheless.
Well, I don't know what I was thinking when I went to see this, but that's a.
I mean, there's only one scene. Do you know the scene where Fiona is like singing with like all the animals in the forest and everything like that?
And then she like kills that bird.
Yeah. So in our version, so we played it for 3 days. And one of the days, she was dancing with this fake deer. It was literally this like large like plastic deer, and it works fine. The Friday, the Saturday show. Well, on the Sunday show, she's twirling around with it, and the head gets detached from the body, so the body goes flying off stage. So then Fiona's now holding the head of this deer, like. And this is in the middle of the song. The music's still playing. She looks down at it, looks at the crowd, shrugs, and just flings it over her shoulder like nonchalantly and continues on with the song. The whole rest of the song, there's just the head of a deer just sitting on the stage. It was fucking hilarious.
I mean, if no one had ever seen the show before, that would not seem odd in Shrek.
It was loud. You could just hear like clunk, clunk, clunk off stage. And it just the freeze and just her just going, meh. Boop, and just throws it over her shoulder. It was great.
Okay, so as you watch this show, Terrence, with the odd costumes and situations, there were several children in the crowd enjoying it, several college-age students as well. What does Terrence think after having seen this show?
He thought the second act was a little dry.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
All right. As you leave the show, you head to a very nice restaurant for the evening. The restaurants in New York City, especially the higher class restaurants, make me a... are you going to try to get into like one of the classier ones that usually requires a reservation?
Oh, 100%.
All right. Make me a persuasion check, please.
Come on, Terrence, you can do this.
-1, don't fail me now.
Totally. I feel it.
You walk up and you try to get into multiple of these restaurants, and all of them just keep on trying to tell you in the kindest way possible, sir, we require reservations 4 months in advance. We can't just let you in.
Oh, God.
But do you know who I am?
No.
Have you not watched the news recently?
No, I'm not 70 years old.
All right.
Since this is later at night, can Rachel find Terrence on the street? Because I feel bad, and now I want to help him get into one of these fancy restaurants.
I'll say make me a perception check.
Wait. I feel bad, man. I want to help you get in here. Oh.
You do not find...
Could I perhaps make you a little offer? It holds like a gold out.
Sir, I get paid many of those per day. I don't take bribes, and if I did, it would have to be substantially more.
I see. He holds 2 gold out.
And she kind of like looks over to one of the security personnel. Okay, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, sir.
Oh god.
Fine, all right, I'm going.
All right. If you would like, you could try like one more place. The DC is going to be higher. Or what would
I
Terrence
think
like to do?
after that, he's just going to get some Chinese takeout and go home.
All right, roll me a d20 for that.
The best fucking takeout you've ever had.
The most average Chinese takeout that you've ever had. Like Chinese takeout typically tastes exactly the same no matter where you get it. Like they all order from the exact same bulk box store. This is the most average of average. Everything you taste, it tastes no difference than had you gotten it in Albuquerque. It's a letdown in its own way.
Well, at least there's a lot of it. And that is how he will spend the rest of his night.
All right.
Poor Taryn.
Yeah. So I'll say we'll take like a 5-minute break since we haven't had one yet, and then we'll reconvene. And you guys will probably have like another day or two worth of downtime if you guys like think of anything else that you wanted to do.
All right.
It's like cough, cough. There's a really nice movie playing. Cough, cough.
I'll take your bait and I'll go watch the movie.
Who else wants to come to
Most
another showing
badass
of Shrek
monk
the Musical?
fighter you've ever seen.
It's literally going to be one person playing 30 parts.
Terrence, if you come with me, I'll take you out to a fancy movie. Or not to a fancy movie. I'll take you out to a fancy restaurant if you come with me to watch this movie.
What are the characters' names in this
The
movie?
monks make me feel belittled.
The characters or the actors?
The characters.
Let's see here. Robert Robert Lionel. Yeah, Robert Lionel, and the woman's name is Loki Lelaine.
So, I love how hers is her actual like her like gamer tag in a sense, yet Robin's is almost his actual name. So you have.
I couldn't make something out of waffle, okay, in the movie. So shut up.
I'm just like
I tried. I even looked up like an anagram thing for waffle, and it's like these are all shit. So
yeah, Waffle the Farmer doesn't really translate into a name very well.
exactly. All right, we'll get this done in 5 minutes. All right,
Warren Farfel.
Oh my
where were you a few hours ago?
Nobody asked me.
All right, that's it. I'm changing it. It's now Warren Farfel. How do you do that replacement thing in Word?
Troll it.
You said Chinese food, and now I'm like, man, I really want fucking Chinese food.
He should go order Chinese food.
Or on DoorDash.
And the local Chinese food here just closed recently, and now all that's left is like that really middling Chinese food, and it sucks. I haven't been able to find.
It's the best kind of Chinese food.
That stuff is garbage. Like I didn't even like Chinese food from those places.
Add a crab rangoon, because you always need crab rangoon.
Oh, absolutely. In my case, I usually have to get 2 of them. Link, my wife will eat all of them.
Yeah. Combination plate. What am I feeling? Am I doing like lo mein? Am I doing?
All right.
You actually ordered Chinese food?
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, you live in one of those places where they actually do deliver it?
It's called DoorDash.
Too expensive. Try again.
DoorDash isn't as big up here. It's Uber Eats and Grub, usually.
We have both of those, but DoorDash is.
Yeah. I mean, we have all 3. It's the other 2 are more prominent and service more.
Almonding. I'm kind of laughing at myself. Or do I want chicken? Because I always go orange chicken usually. Like orange chicken's like my go-to, but like, do I? But our
guess
orange chicken's
go
either like
both.
really good or it could be like really bad. So I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll the celestial dice and take a gamble on getting good orange chicken?
Take a chance, roll the dice.
maybe I'll just do some like lo mein or some chow mein.
Okay, as
I
soon as you
honestly-
said that, I thought of Critical Role, and so I can
Yeah.
go check if the next.
Okay. Chow mein. I love the section of served with white rice. Please keep in mind that chow mein is not noodles.
Oh god.
I love that they've had so many people mess that up. So what am I thinking?
Is there any more episodes for the Critical Role season, or did we was episode?
We're
12
on
all?
campaign 3.
Yeah. Oh, I meant the actual show. If has anyone watched?
Oh no,
They-
that was first season.
Yeah.
Yeah. 12
Hopefully
episodes.
there's more, but they had only planned on doing the one season.
Yeah. Yeah, because I got to a point in campaign 1 where I was just like, yeah, you finished up the Briarwood arc, but there's more good stuff after the Briarwood arc.
I know.
Well, they set up for the next arc. They set up for the Chroma Conclave arc.
Yeah. I really hope they go through it. I was like, yes.
Okay, I don't know if I need that much lo mein, but I'm doing it. Well, so they had a pint or a quart, and I'm like, might as well go for a quart.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
But okay, what else do I want to get? Because I want to make the delivery, worth it.
Yeah. Ooh, do they got like dumplings?
They do. I was just looking. So they have steamed and they have fried dumplings.
Ooh, both are good. Take your pick.
I think I think I would do the steamed ones because I'm getting the crunchiness from the crab rangoon.
For me, dumplings are usually all good, but it depends on what sauce they serve with it. Like I have two really good, like, not fast food Chinese, but like homemade Chinese type of places around here. One does like a spicy soy, and the other one does this really good plum soy sauce.
There's also egg rolls too. You got to get egg
Ooh.
rolls.
Yeah.
I'm ordering way too much food for one person.
Hey, you'll have leftovers for tomorrow, man.
That's exactly. Holy shit! I'm spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
Oh, then I got tip. Fuck. Huh? Do I need this much food? Nah, I'm gonna make it worth it. All right, boys. I just spent almost $50 on myself
Gotta do it.
Oh my god.
with delivery fee. Then you have tip and
Yeah.
then tax and.
Oh, I got lucky this month because I got
I delivered to the right place.
through Uber Eats. I have free delivery feeds right now, and it helps out so much.
Okay, I did. I got scared because I did DoorDash at someone else's house not that long ago, so I was really scared that I just did it at the wrong place. It's like I sent text to my friend. I'm just like, hey, so you're gonna have a lot of Chinese food coming to you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so my order was steamed dumplings, an order of crab rangoons, 2 egg rolls, and a quart of lo mein, of beef lo mein.
You're very full now. Those 4 animal crackers really got to.
I'm literally gonna be able to eat like maybe a third of this.
Have you eaten like a lot today in general?
I ate at 8 o'clock this morning.
I was gonna say like
The last time I was
you
up.
talking about food is making me hungry, and all I've had today was breakfast.
Get food.
I had that fancy ass breakfast this morning, and then I came home at like 9 o'clock, went to bed, crashed, and I kept waking up, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna keep laying down. Then I kept laying back down, and I didn't really get up out of bed until game time, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Got this elevator music running now. Actually, it's very classy music.
Yeah, right, man. I'm kind of upset about tonight.
Yeah, he hasn't said it.
Yeah.
Like I'm tempted on like looking up and running like a one shot real quick.
You think about it?
I mean, like if everybody be willing.
We were all set up for the time, and he just.
The thing is though, I don't know if Alex or Micro would be like up for a doobly doo.
What happened to you guys is
So our Monday game had to be changed because one of our people had to be Alex's wife had some schedule stuff. So we're like, let's change to Thursdays. But our DM was like going to cancel that Monday one anyways. So we're like, oh, it works out. We can move on Thursdays. He's like, yeah, it's fine. And now he's trying to cancel last minute. And he's saying like, you know, he has like, he is going to be doing stuff later. But it's like, that's at 2:00 in the morning, dude.
Yeah. Said he's gonna be busy, possibly up past.
It's like, what do you do? We're all just kind of like, what are you doing after 2 a.m.? Like,
Yeah.
and he just hasn't responded yet. Cause we're a couple of us are kind of calling some BS on it.
I
Like,
think
if you have something going on, you just don't want to run something, that's fine. Just say something. Don't try to. He's been trying to cancel a lot lately.
Yeah, I think he has probably just lost motivation to run game.
He runs two in the same world, and the other, I don't know about the other group. I can message them to see if they've had any cancellations, but
I actually have noticed, like playing. So they usually have their session. I know they had one last week.
I'm saying it's just I don't know what's going on. Like we're in the
We
heat of some
canceled
shit
pretty
right
much
now.
everything last week because of Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, yeah.
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
We canceled every game.
Yeah, we like all games shut down last week.
Yeah.
Now we know what he's doing at 2 a.m.
He's
No, 'cause
playing
he
out.
hasn't played it. He's not.
He
home.
hasn't played it yet.
He's in a hotel, which is like why it's like, what are you doing?
I know what he's doing.
You say what a man does in his own hotel room is his own business.
That's why we're also just kind of like, it's kind of BS. I don't know.
Yeah, like if
Like,
it's like-
we're just asking for honesty. That's all it is. If you're just like, hey, you just don't want to run today, that's fine. Just be honest with it.
Yeah. That would be nice if he told you that what was going on, because then you could talk to him about, do you need a break for a couple,
Yes, because now we're all like thinking different things. It's like someone's like, you need to work on that work-life schedule, man. You guys have boundaries, because he has no details. We don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, has he been canceling stuff since you switched to the 2 a.m. game too, or no?
it's been
We just switched over to the 2 a.m. We did one and it was fine.
the issue is though, Chris, like with Crest and my game both, when we're getting close to the end time, he's always like, oh man, I'm so tired. Oh, I gotta get up so early. Oh, this, oh, that. Like, he's in such a rush to get off for both nights. We're all like, how are you going to manage to start a game at the time that we're finishing our normal game?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
He
too.
was like, he'll sleep beforehand, and it's like, all right, that's fine. But like, if it's just like, hey, I wasn't able to sleep. I just don't know if I can handle tonight. That's fine. Just say that. That's all we're asking.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Also, so Chris, it's funny because I the only two people I have like details and like backstory that I've really worked on is yours and Micro's, and you guys are such opposites in the amount of detail you give.
Oh, yeah, I need to go work with you, Chris. I've just, because I read your backstory, I was like, oh, yeah, I should message you up because it'll make it easier if we all know each other. And then I forgot to go work on my character anymore.
No problem, man.
Elden Rings hit, okay?
And
I blame Elden Rings.
it's always funny because randomly I go in these binges where I'm doing, because if I'm at home I haven't worked on shit, but like if I was out like during the week when I'm on breaks and stuff, I go to like a coffee shop or something like that and I have my laptop and I'm just working on a bunch of stuff. So then like I'll message Chris like a bunch of like different things, like here's this, and then I just won't respond for a while because then I'll go back to work and he'll message things back, and then like the next time I work on things I'm like, all right, here's this.
Does Micro not give a lot of details, and I give like way too much?
It's not so much like a way too much. It's just you have a lot of depth. You're like, all right, so you have a very set idea of like what you're wanting. That's fine, and I can help mold it into how it'll actually like fit within the world. You know, there's certain details like, okay, you know, this is the name of this place. You know.
Yeah.
Him, it's just like I was like, hey, do you have any siblings? He goes, I don't care. I was like, I need to know.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why
character concept. He had a character concept, and we worked out the concept and stuff like that. He has the concept, not the story-wise, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
he has a hard set concept, which is fine, and we've worked out the concept. He's gonna have some mechanics he's got going on, and we'll come to it when it comes to it. And it actually helped me set up some world events and some timeline stuff that I need to work out, which is fine. It works perfectly. And then just also like other things. I'm like, come on, I what is this? I need to know.
Exactly.
That's why I have to kill your siblings. You know.
Yeah, and that's why I tried to get more in depth in the background, because I view it more from that same sort of DM perspective. That's one of the reasons why Rachel's backstory is like so integral to this first season, because Connor gave me more information to work with than anybody else. It's like, okay, I can turn this into a storyline. That's why my character has like a bunch of siblings. It's like, you want to kidnap them, or you want them to be like in danger or something, you've got it. He has parents, yeah, go kill them off for emotional reasons.
Yeah,
like
my thing. I've realized the difference in some of my characters over time. So like Vazik, I had that was a concept. That was all. I gave a general family, and I had a concept and a goal. That was my character that I essentially gave Rye. It worked out, for role playing wise and everything. It didn't give Rye a whole lot to work with, but and then Robin, I had a whole story that I left so many like open holes, that way like Mal can do whatever. And then with Grant, I was like, I have this concept. I have why he is, a certain way. But I didn't leave a lot of the background. I had family. But yeah. It depends on the character. Some characters I focus more on the concept rather than, and like the personality wise and why they are versus their backstory, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm more of a concept guy than a fully fleshed out person myself.
It definitely depends, but there's certain things I'll ask details with, because I may be asking some weird details and you're like, why is he asking specifically like this detail? It's part of it is in case I want to use something later, and it's like, oh, that'd be cool if I threw in like a little thing, like, let's say Rachel, like, her story with the whole, if she has siblings too, it's like, would any of them be affected by the ability broker, stuff like that? And it's like, it could be like, who knows, maybe I throw it in later, maybe not, but I don't have to then later ask you, hey Rachel, do you have any siblings by chance? And then within the next few sessions, your sibling shows up. So I try to get whatever details I can, and just it gets me an idea. I also like to create because when people have a vision of something, that isn't the same vision that everyone else has in like how they see it. So I try to create your vision as best I can. In other words, I'm like, hey, do you have any extra details on this specific thing or this specific?
Yeah.
I feel like I've asked some weirdly, oddly specific things, but it's like in case I want to go back on it. You never know.
That's so. Funny enough, I am actually what helped me build Rachel so well was Chris's 55 questions, and I'm using that for my new character as well.
Hey, whatever resources, man. The only things I ever really ask, is try to make someone who has a reason for adventuring. That's really
I've got like the same 3 or 4 questions I ask when I start every. Make sure there's a reason why your character is doing what they're doing. There's a reason for them to be with the party. General personality and quirks, and we're good to go.
Even if you don't have something at the get-go of like why you're going out, if you develop it, that's how I did with Robin. Like Robin it was like, I just want to get out and do some shit, and then he set on a goal that he wanted to help out Xylus, and that was sort of his fixation goal, and that's he created pretty early on.
Like he had that want to adventure. That's the spark. Like you don't want to make a character that doesn't have like any reason or wants to do anything.
It's like, why do you want to go with us? Because I live in a fucking desert.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I haven't seen anything else in months. Years.
I haven't seen a woman in 5 years.
Oh my
Get
God.
me away from here.
There was plenty of women in my tavern. I ran a brothel.
Yeah, exactly. All of them had diseases. Those don't count.
No, it was a brothel. I was gonna say it was a fine brothel. No, it was a brothel. We all treat each other like family, but it was a brothel.
Y'all treat each other like family in a brothel. It's like weird
Not
family.
like that. You never sleep with your fellow coworkers. That's always a rule.
All right,
Whether
everybody
in
back.
life or if you live in a brothel.
All right. So you all have another like couple of days of downtime to sort of wander around the city. You haven't heard anything from the police department or from the NYPD since the library. They keep you updated with things that are happening. A lot of there hasn't been any real progress in getting them back to whatever book worlds they were from, or whether they were summoned up or created or anything. There are theories, but no one's been able to really prove anything because it's still pretty early on. But there's been no major issues. They've been trying to catalog a lot of the items that are brought back. Some of them are magical, some of them not. They do call in, identify as a common enough spell that they don't really need any help on that. But yeah, is there anything? Let's start with Terrence. With your last couple of days off, is there anything that Terrence would like to try to accomplish?
You're muted.
I have invited you to a movie and a fancy dinner.
Yeah, I think I'll go out with Rachel.
All right. Anybody else going to the movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Movie night.
Yeah. Well, we'll make at least one of the nights a group night, just to kind of like we all like generally just met, the two groups, so maybe like exchange just some pleasantries and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent can glare at me.
Say Vincent hovering over Rachel. It's like Rachel, right-handed, scribbled in a notebook.
Rachel's just sitting here enjoying herself. Occasionally sees Vincent watching her. Does Vincent like me or something? Waves at Vincent.
Why is he always in armor?
Yeah.
I don't go out with the armor, but my beaten stick is like telescopic, so like it's at my belt loop at all times.
All right, so all of you head out on your group outing in street clothes, and this is kind of the first time that several of you are seeing each other in your street clothes, like out of your work clothes, looking like regular civilians, with the exception of Vincent, who also has his beaten stick with him, collapsed. Sorry, I'm reading the TikTok thing. What the hell? What the fuck? Oh my god!
Uh-oh.
It's great. That's what I just imagined.
Okay. All right. We'll say that is his beating stick as you head out in the street clothes.
Oh god.
It's great.
Yep. That's what I'm gonna picture him from now on.
First time.
I love that TikTok. It's so great.
I will offer Lidal and Vincent if they want to join us at a fancy restaurant, or try to join us at a fancy restaurant.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I could. The whole time, by the way, the movie, I'm commenting on how fake the pink-haired individual's British accent is the whole time.
As you pass by the poster that I described before, the poster names of the actors are Robin Lyonsberg and Telek Temuzara, respectively, for the two main characters. The movie starts out showing a male human with long blonde locks in a large mansion named Warren Forfell. Thank you, Terrence. Just living his affluent lifestyle. That is until Warren's father remarries, then dies under mysterious circumstances. Following several assassination attempts made against him, Warren decides to cut and dye his hair pink and leave his home country and travels the world, bringing a large sum of his personal fortune with him and an intricate medallion left to him by his late father. After getting lost in the desert for some time, he stumbles upon a small city called El Cayem, centered around an oasis. Using his funds, he sets up a seedy bar/brothel in the city. And after being mugged several times in the streets because he is an outsider and has pink hair and is weird, Warren learns how to fight and channel his ki from one of the bouncers in his bar. A few years later, a woman named Loki Lane enters the bar and reveals that she knows Warren's real identity and where he hails from, and she needs his help to find a mysterious artifact called a Balik stone, and that the medallion left to him by his father may be the key to finding it. After getting attacked in his own bar by the ruthless Umbral Sun cult members, Warren and Loki Lane go on a globe-trotting adventure using the secretive markings on the medallion as clues to find the artifact. The movie reaches its climax in an underground chamber on top of a mountain, where a fight ensues between Warren, teamed up with Loki Lane, versus the Umbral Sun members, with the Balik stone sitting in the center of the room, a small egg-shaped stone on a pedestal. Loki drops a fireball on herself, the Balik stone and the Umbral Sun cult, supposedly sacrificing herself, causing the entire underground chamber to collapse around them, with Warren barely escaping the blast. The movie ends with an injured but alive Warren sitting on the side of the snow-covered mountain, contemplating whether he should return to his affluent lifestyle and attempt to take back his family fortune from his stepmother, whether he should go back to his relatively quiet life back in his bar/brothel in El Cayem, or whether he should go after the rest of the Umbral Sun cultists. The credits roll for a minute, then they abruptly stop to show a post-credit scene with a very alive Loki Lane on a ship in the middle of the ocean carrying a small briefcase. She's talking to someone on her cell phone, telling them that she has, quote, acquired the artifact. And you see the words Elysium call ended on the cell phone as she hangs up, and the screen goes black.
I can't tell. Part of it is either you just embellishing part of the backstory, or you just not knowing the backstory, or both.
It's for the movie.
Hey, I don't know how much you actually know, so you know.
They had to adapt it from the book and make some changes.
Yeah.
This is based off of a book?
Obviously.
Called the crash. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Rachel, could you roll me a d20?
Oh, hell yeah. Go. That one.
Okay. I swear, everything that could potentially lead you guys in a direction, you guys just roll terrible on every time.
That's why you don't leave it up to chance. You should ask me for a skill check instead of a random.
No, it's the skill checks too. Trust me, it's the skill checks too.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, as all of you leave the movie theater talking about what you saw, you start heading to the nice restaurant for your dinner for the night. As you get a nice table in the corner, your meal is brought to you. Given that this is New York and they tend to cater to tourists, most of the food here is quite good, and you chose a particularly good restaurant. As you're enjoying your meal, roll me 1d20. I'll say Lunala.
8.
8?
8.
Okay.
Christ.
As you finish your dinner, is there anything else any of you would like to do with your day off as you're walking through the city? By this time, I'll say it's probably dusk, close to nighttime.
So
As you're walking through the streets. Yes?
I do have something to do when I get back to the hotel, and that's going to be checking to make sure my brother is still alive.
Okay. Is there anything anybody wanted to do before then?
Ooh,
Good.
hold on. I was just looking, but I was trying to see if they knew any other languages, but he literally just knows Common.
You only know just English?
Only know Common, yeah. Only.
Do
Don't you
you need
get-
a translator?
Don't you get other languages from literally everything?
I don't know. Well, how
What race are you? Are you human?
I'm human.
So you should get one other language.
I don't know. Did I just skip
You
that?
probably just didn't put it in because you have to put it in. So if you on your character sheet,
Oh, so I
you have to add new.
did. Mm.
So it's like, what
Imagine-
character does
You
he
can
happen to
use
need?
custom language, and then so
And
what
it was
language?
because it was the modern, and I was gonna rename it to like a modern language.
Yeah.
Nah.
Imagine only knowing one language, me sitting here knowing, like, I think I know 7 languages. One,
Jesus
two,
Christ, I have
three,
4.
Sorry, linguist.
6. Yeah, I have 7 languages.
So many.
It came from, like, backstories and just being a rogue, because you get, like, Thieves Camp for free, and then it's like, I think being a high elf gives you another one, and then I picked up a faction agent, which gave me another one or something like that. It's just so
Yeah.
many languages.
I'm at 4.
I had ASL, and then I was so happy when Grant had ASL, because I was like, oh, it's actually useful. I can hand sign him, and then Grant goes and fucking dies.
Like immediately afterwards, too.
Yeah, I know. That's like, I found out he knew ASL, and he was like, all right, I must die now. Oh, God.
The Curse of the Paladin.
All right, so Vincent, what would you like to do, knowing one language and maybe another one you aren't sure?
He was in high school. He's still a little rusty.
Yeah. Some Spanish in high school. He can ask where the library is, but he can't understand your response.
We'll say, just for laughs, any Asian Chinese coming through that are speaking Chinese, and you know how no matter where you go, you can get like souvenirs that are in whatever language that you speak, but they translate into something that you don't is absolutely not what you think it translates to.
I think I know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, it's like the shirts you see that come from, like, Japan.
Yeah, if we're walking down the street and I see some people speaking a language that I know, we'll say Chinese, and they're looking at shirts that are in English and they're talking, trying to just figure out what it is, I'll go over to them and, find a shirt that says, two penises are better than one type of thing, and, explain to them, this says, my first time in New York was fantastic, or whatever, and try to convince them to buy the most random fucking t-shirts. That's all I want to do.
Okay, you're very easily able to find a couple of tourists, and they speak English, but it's like that 2 semesters in high school level of English. And they have like a phrase book out that they're like trying to use to talk to you until you start talking to them in Mandarin. And as you try to convince them to buy this shirt, make me a persuasion check. I'll say with advantage, just they can't actually read it.
That is
What?
You cut out.
13. Sorry.
That is literally what the DC was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. As you were able to convince them to purchase this shirt, they're a little hesitant at first, but you seem very, very kind, very, very persuasive in your description. A nice person helping out the tourists. They purchase the shirt and thank you profusely as they walk into the night, very happy with their new purchase.
I did a good deed today, guys.
What's funny is I know Mandarin Chinese, so I'll just look at you and go, "You did not do a good deed."
I did the best of deeds today. I made myself laugh.
Okay.
Rachel's gonna note that down. Don't mess with Vincent or else he'll make you buy bad shirts. Oh, good.
And Terrence, Lunala, are either of you doing anything on your way back, or just like while wandering around town?
Yeah. So going with Lunala's whole aesthetic, sort of the dark sort of aspect. Can I find like any of those like weird little shops that's like, oh, they sell like the crystal magic type thing, like totally like Lunala's like vibe type shit, and try to see like just I'm in a new country, new state, haven't really been to New York at all. I've heard about it, obviously. One of the big cities in the U.S. So I want to see, try to keep going with vibes, see what sort of weird things I can find. Totally just into like the weird ass shit, like the ones that you walk in, you can smell the dust, but like you see like the pickled, like things on the walls, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. Crystal magic type places.
All right, roll me let's say a perception check to see if you can spot a place.
Oh God.
Oh, that's good. That's good. 30-20.
Nice. And you walk through a few streets, and you eventually find a small, like, hole-in-the-wall shop called the Stone Circle. And on the sign, it actually has a small rendering of the of Stonehenge on it. You can't really see inside very well because the windows are kind of old, and it looks like they haven't been thoroughly washed in a while. They've got that just layer of caked-on grime that can only really come from a large city. But as you step in, there is actually like a younger 20s age person behind the counter in like full goth makeup, like chewing some gum, reading a magazine. And as you look around, most of the books here are older. Some of them are like originals. A lot of them are centered on magic and the arcane. Other ones are centered more on like alternative religions. And there are a few stacks of like tarot cards, a small display case full of crystal balls and various other arcane objects. Some of them are actually arcane in nature. Other ones are more gimmicky type of arcane stuff, like tarot cards that don't really have a use. But yeah, and as you step in, the woman behind the counter, who is hang on, she have something for this. Hang on, I did not write what they are. What are those new creatures from behind the witchlight? Bunyips? Why do I keep on wanting to call them bunyips?
Little bunnies?
Harrigans, as Harrigan, in full goth makeup.
Dope.
And she doesn't even like speak to you when you walk in. She just kind of gives you that like sup nod, and then goes back to reading her magazine.
Yeah, it's like this is the spot right here. God damn it, soy sauce. Dude, I spill soy sauce on my desk anytime I have soy sauce. It's specifically soy sauce. I don't understand how. Yeah, I'll just kind of like look around, see what like if I can find anything really cool that kind of like catch my interest type thing. Any kind of like books on weird like creatures and stuff like that, definitely too.
You find a book on the Jersey Devil. This is a book dating back to that basically takes in eyewitness accounts dating back to the late 1800s when the Jersey Devil myth was originally created. There are multiple old newspaper clippings and pictures located throughout the book detailing the history of not only the Jersey Devil, but the Pine Barrens of New Jersey in general. And multiple theories as to what the Jersey Devil could possibly be.
Yeah, I definitely want to pick that up. I'm just gonna, like shit like that and like weird, anything like weird, I'm just definitely like vibing with. That's definitely like the whole aesthetic.
All right. You find the book. You also find a few different pieces of jewelry. There's like a large rack of jewelry with like skulls or crows, crosses, various occult and then creepy insignias. You notice that the heron gun behind the counter is actually wearing several of the pieces. And she is even more decked out than you in all of these random little trinkets and baubles. Like so many earrings that if she like leans forward too much, her long bunny ears would actually like start to flop over just from the weight of the piercings.
Yeah, definitely picking up a couple things of jewelry. And yeah, I'll pick up a tarot card set, you know. You gotta get a New York set, you know.
Yeah, you're able to find a few of those as well. I'll say all in all, maybe 2 gold for all of your purchases. Is there anything else that you're looking for in the shop?
I'll ask the girl if there's anywhere worth checking out here in the city.
As she's kind of leaning back in her chair, kind of chewing her gum, she kind of looks you up and down. No. City's kind of boring. And she goes back to reading her gothic beauty magazine.
Oh my god.
And then she looks at your the stuff that you put on the counter. 2 gold.
Hand it over. I'm gonna try to be a little extra with it too. So I'm going to set my fingers and Bato, my little raven, kind of appears on my shoulder, and I kind of like put my hand down, and it like picks up the gold and like puts it on the counter, or like coming back on my shoulder.
And for the first time, she stops chewing her gum as this raven just appears out of nowhere and then puts the gold down. She pauses, she looks up at you, and she looks down at the raven. Can I pet your bird?
Absolutely. As I pull out like a stick of gum and start chewing it too.
She nods and she kind of like reaches over, like pauses a moment to make sure that the bird like doesn't bite her or doesn't get alarmed, and then starts like petting the bird. Can you put the bird on my shoulder? Like, is there like a command?
I kind of like snap my fingers and it just like puffs into a mist on her shoulder.
Will you sell me this bird?
Absolutely not.
I understand and respect you for that.
You want to see something awesome as well?
Is it as cool as the bird?
I kind of hold my hand out as like a book appears that's like almost made of like spectral bluish purple energy, as like the fires kind of wrap around me as like I summon a skeletal warrior next to me. Totally just like wrapped in chains and like torn cloth.
Okay, what's your number? Because you are my best friend. My name is Mindy. What's yours?
Unala.
That's such a cool name. Was that like your regular name, or did you like name yourself Lunala?
It's regular.
Oh, that's cool. Wish my name was cool.
You can
Is there
make
any place? What?
So you can make anything cool.
Yeah, but I mean, you have your own raven and like a skeleton warrior. Where do I get that?
Yeah, actually, I was just like sort of figure it out. Magic is definitely very interesting in its applications, as I'll like kind of like put my hand over my eyes and I'll like take the hand away as I use like thaumaturgy to like make my eyes like pure just white.
Okay, seriously, get out, because I'm getting so jealous. You sure that there's no way that I can? I mean, I am a very devout Wiccan, but none of the things that I do has any effect like this. Can I give you my number so that we can hang out and I can hang out with your bird?
Absolutely. I'll totally trade numbers. It's like, you know, there's no place that's actually like interesting here at all. I'm new to the city.
She pauses. Okay. Yeah, there are a few places. There's an underground club. It's called Studio 12. And it sort of caters to, the darker crowd, like me and you. They occasionally have some rituals, things like that. It can be pretty chill. Let's see here. There is also the blood bank. I'm not like the actual blood bank. It's just what it's called. It's in an abandoned building over in Westchester. Sort of an abandoned warehouse kind of a thing. They've got a little bit of a secret basement. When you go down there, they actually have vampires, or at least they claim to be vampires. You can never be sure these days. You can go there. You can let them feed on you. It's kind of fun. The people are nice. What?
No, this character me laughing.
Oh.
I just let them feed on you.
Yeah. So it's pretty fun. The wounds heal like practically immediately, so it doesn't hurt, and it's kind of interesting, just being a little anemic and partying. It's a good feeling. If you want, I'm actually going in a couple of days. They're having another meetup Thursday, I think. If you want to come with, if you bring your bird.
I don't know how long I'm in the city, but if I am, let you know.
All right, cool. I'll see you then. She goes back to chewing her gum, kind of petting the bird on her shoulder.
Yep. And I'll leave, and after, exiting, all of a sudden, the bird just poof of existence. Cool,
And
got some hangout spots.
What? Oh, got some hangout spots.
Hangout spots.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to do in the store?
No, I'm good.
Is anybody else buying anything in the store?
Give me chopsticks, those fucks.
On those assholes.
Wait, you don't own your own chopsticks?
I do, but I don't feel like getting them dirty. It's literally all it is. I'm just lazy and don't feel like doing dishes.
I have realized something. I have needed to buy like a new jacket since very long ago for this character. So I'm going to finally buy a new jacket.
What, because I'm about to buy acid?
Yeah, there are a bunch of jackets. All of them, literally every single one, is black. The only difference is that they are different shades of black, but there are quite a number of leather jackets. There are some of those long duster jackets, pure black leather, and a lot of them have those extra bits of metal, like from anime or from goth attire, that don't really have a purpose in the garment. Some of them are steel, some of them are actually like a silver material, obviously fake silver. But there's a pretty sizable rack of large black coats, unless you want to try somewhere else.
I'm going to see if I can find a very official looking black coat, because that's what I previously have, and that's what Rachel's after, is another work coat.
Make me an investigation check.
All right. I had just remembered that. I think I've needed that coat for a while now, and it's...
Yeah, what happened to that? Was that burned away from the mimics?
No! The coat wasn't. I haven't had the coat since I gave it to the squirrels. Also, that's what my nat 20 goes to.
Oh, yeah. You are able to find a very official looking work coat. It's long enough that it kind of covers your butt. It's a very nice winter's coat that'll definitely get you through the winter nice and comfortable.
All right, I will pick that up then.
All right, I'll say it's about 7 silver for the coat.
I'm gonna have to break down gold. All right.
And as you give the heron gun, I keep on wanting to call them a bunyip, the money, she'll take it, and then she'll look at you and say, "Your friend's really cool. Just wanted you to know that."
Oh, I know. And then I will use my, as I'm walking away, I won't open the door. I will use my psychic hand to open the door and close the door.
So jealous. As you hear as you exit the shop. Terrence, Vincent, are either of you buying anything from the shop? The stone circle?
Not from the
Imagine,
shop, no.
Terrence looks like the fucking dad that goes into a forever, never a freaking a Spencer's or whatever, with their kid. They're just they're so uncomfortable. It's like, I'm just gonna look at the graphic tees.
Oh my god. What Terrence should get is a trench coat and be a wizard and like a duster or something.
He could be Harry Dresden. No,
Oh, even worse is these are if you got like a medium creature-sized duster, it would just drag behind him.
Yeah.
You thinking, Vincent?
Nah. Yeah, he's good.
All right. Terrence?
I'm gonna, as Terrence is going to be leaving, he's gonna try and be cool and use prestidigitation to make a little raven symbol on the door.
Make a quick. She does not notice. She's absorbed in her magazine. She rolled a 6 on her perception check.
I'm so cool, guys.
And you want to cast more prestidigitation? You should.
How old is Terrence?
Oh fuck.
Is he in his 60s?
He's 50.
50? You're literally like trying to like be cool in like the area with a girl that's half your fucking age.
I'm so cool, guys.
So cool.
Oh, that's great.
Did anybody see a video store around here?
It's still Blockbuster.
I've just been dying to watch a Christopher Walken movie.
Old man, we have Netflix nowadays.
What the hell is Netflix?
Movies on demand.
I know, I demand a movie.
Well, I'm doing that right now, demanding a movie, like she said.
I'll show you. You don't have to go to the store. You can get movies just from your TV. Or your laptop if you have one of those.
Now, I practice magic, but that just sounds like it's impossible.
You do actually walk past a couple of seedier places that are selling like DVDs for like 3 for a copper. If you wanted to check them out.
Any Christopher Walken?
You go into the shops and you're able to find a few Christopher Walken movies in these discount shops. They're oddly common. Obviously, they don't know what they're worth.
Sold.
All right, you can. I'll say that there are 9 different movies, so 3 copper if you want to buy all of them.
Oh, hell yeah.
Only 9?
9 different ones. There's multiple copies.
Yeah.
But yes, you are able to purchase 9 Christopher Walken DVDs. They aren't even in like their original cases. They're just in those little like paper and plastic sleeves that old things are tossed into. Just like the name of the movie is like written in marker on it. 1 or 2 of them looks like they were probably illegally copied and done. They aren't in like their original DVD stuff on it. The artwork on the original DVD.
I'm just saying, a movie's a movie.
All right. Anybody else? Rachel, are you doing anything on the way back?
I'm going to be talking to Terrence and explaining him how to get Netflix and how it works.
That sounds like a lot of effort.
But just think, it has a library of over like hundreds and hundreds of movies and television shows.
I mean, does anybody really need that much?
I mean, just look how many Christopher Walken movies you got.
Clearly, Terrence doesn't care about libraries.
Hey, I love libraries.
He was burning them.
That was all stuff that could afford to be lost.
I don't think so. I think there's some irreplaceable stuff in there.
No, I think that was the taxes section.
See, so it's perfectly okay to have burned it.
No, I'm personally good with all my little things, unless they get a call about they happen to have magical armaments back at the police station if they start doing stuff for auction. But otherwise,
Okay. from the police station. If you text them, they'll tell you that they still don't have any for auction. But the 2 weapons that they got from the library, they will try to pull some strings to get you access to them temporarily, if you would like.
What would they?
Take a look. All right. Based on their low-level identify spell, they are called the Widowmakers. They are sandalwood grip guns. +1 to attack and damage rolls. And it also grants the user the ability to reload the weapon at supernaturally fast speeds, eliminating the reload property of the weapon. They are 6-shooters. They send you a picture, and they are large, like almost comically large 6-shooter pistols, made like a shining blue-gray steel. It has a rose engraving on the side, and though obviously old, the sandalwood grips of the gun have their... Oh, no, you can't see. And there's also a language done, like a very fine scroll work on the muzzle of each gun.
What the language is?
Make me... what languages do you have, actually?
English, French, German, and Latin.
Okay. They are Latin, and the scroll work on the side translates to white on both of the guns.
And how much would that be?
They tell you that since it's not like an official thing, they won't be able to charge you. It's more just they need to see whether or not they can get some sort of authorization to basically have you borrow them.
That'll work. Yes, let me know. I definitely appreciate it. I sit back.
All right.
Oh yeah. I'm going to borrow Terrence really quickly. Terrence, I have some magic items that I need you to identify.
All right. Let's let me have a look.
And I'll pull out the Death Eater mask, the 2 potion bottles that I got from the Death Eater, and the wand. Because I had almost forgot about those, and those would have just sat in my inventory forever.
I will then proceed to ritual cast Identify on them.
All right. As you cast Identify on these items while walking down the street, you blend into the crazy crowd of New York City very well as you're sort of muttering to yourself while casting this spell. As you finish your incantation on the mask, it does not require attunement, and it can summon Lord Voldemort if he is on the same plane of existence as you. And it can also allow you to be summoned to Lord Voldemort if you are on the same plane of existence as him. For the Death Eater mask, the wand is simply an arcane focus. And the 2 potions, I will send them to you. Yeah, you guys still have a bunch of magic items you guys picked up from there. Light. All right, that is the potion. And you also picked up the 2 black scales.
Yeah, for the potions, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, if I remember correctly, Vincent, you picked up the eye and the golden cap.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I wanted to loot more, but Gary beat us to looting everything.
And you also have the bag of drugs that you never turned over. Shame of you.
Oh God. Oh God.
Was that to the potion or the bag of drugs?
That was to the potion.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and as you identify them, Rachel's like, I don't know what these do, so I was kind of thinking maybe I might give them to the police house to put up for auction.
Well, for the mask, definitely should not give it up for auction.
What's it do?
Well, it can either summon you to a very evil person or bring that very evil person to you if they're on the same plane. And judging by what has happened in the past couple days, I don't know if they're on that plane or not.
We should go turn that into the police officers and have them try and use it, because if Lord Voldemort's here, that's kind of a problem.
I mean, I could have told you that. How come you're just now bringing this to our attention?
Well, because I had time now, because I asked you earlier to identify them, and then someone told me in the library that, no, we don't have time to do this.
Yet we had time to chase after a ring.
This was after the ring.
We have to very quickly get rid of this.
Yes, I'll go drop it off the tree at the police office and tell the captain what it does. What about the other 2 items?
Well, the wand we can hand over, but I think I will keep this potion here.
All right. What's the wand do? Because if anyone wants it, I'll hand it over before giving it up.
It is just an arcane focus.
Yeah. That's
so,
quite...
I mean, if anybody wants an arcane focus...
I don't need it.
Nope. Good.
Nope, someone can have a cool Death Eater wand. Good.
I mean, if you're just giving it away, I mean,
Yeah.
Weird shit.
Yeah. All right. But do you mind if I ask what the potions do?
Yes, I do mind.
Why, Terrence? What do they do?
I'm just going to hold on to them for now, in case less savory people get a hold of them.
It's narrow her eyes at him. Are you implying that I'm less savory?
No, I'm talking about Nulunala, of course.
looks up. What?
What do they do, Terrence?
Magic stuff you wouldn't understand.
Oh, I understand magic stuff just fine.
Let's say I can cast a little bit of magic. I might understand.
Yeah, what do they do? Why are you being so shady? We're a team.
Don't talk to me about being a team, Miss Rachel.
I bought you wine! God damn it, forgive me already. I took you out to fancy dinner.
I forgive you. I'm just still very wary about you being under control of that ring.
Oh, if I was under control of that ring, I think I would have ran off after it by now. It's been like a day or 2. I would probably have ran off after it and then been beamed down by the police force.
Give it like a week or 2.
All right, but tell me, Terrence, this won't bite us in the ass, these potions.
As long as nobody else gets a hold of them, yes.
All right, then. I will go turn in the mask, and that'll be that.
See, was that so hard?
Yes, because you're being very shady right now. I think the first rule... No, it is the first rule Greyforge told us, is always communicate if something magical is happening.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Rachel, roll me D20.
Oh, yeah. You know, can I use my inspiration on that?
Sure, what the heck?
I don't think we're going to use it for much else, and I want something. There you go. There you go, Mr. DM.
All right, as you go to take your normal, not normal, as you use your GPS to head towards the police precinct with your group, the chilly night air of New York, it makes you appreciate the nice warm coat that you just purchased. As you put it on, and it starts to kind of warm you up from the inside. You get up to a stoplight as you go to cross the street. You decide to cross over sooner rather than expected. And as you go to do so, Lunala. What's Lunala thinking right at this moment as you're about to cross the street?
Look both ways.
Okay. All of a sudden, you hear Lunala say, "Look both ways."
Left, right, left. All right, we're good.
And make me a perception check.
Me make a perception check?
No, Rachel. Sorry.
Okay. I was like, do I need to make a perception check to look both ways before crossing a street?
Yes, you should.
This is some intense roleplay right here.
Yeah.
You get run over by a car, campaign over.
What happened to you, Chris? What sort of trauma are you working at?
Come on. I'll bolster that because why the fuck not? All right.
You realize that you heard Lunala say, "Look left, look right," and that her lips weren't moving when she said that. Her lips were definitely moving when she said, "All right, it's safer. All right, let's go." But the first time, you didn't see her lips moving, but you definitely swore that you heard her say it.
I'm gonna turn to Lunala and be like, "Did you just speak without your lips moving?"
Excuse me?
Never mind.
Complete bafflement. Like, what?
And what's Lunala thinking right now?
What is she talking about?
As you hear Lunala say that, but her lips again don't move.
I'm talking about that you're saying, and it's going to start to click for Rachel now. Lunala, quickly, think something else.
Do you hear fish and chips in your head?
You hear it.
Fish and chips, really?
I don't like that. You need to not do that.
I don't know how I'm doing it.
No, not all right.
You usually have to link with someone before this happens.
That's a mind palace. There are no keys.
Apparently, your mind palace has left the door open.
Are you guys having this conversation in the middle of the street, or are you continuing on?
As we're walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And out in the middle of a New York City street? Fuck no. They'll hit me.
Okay, you have this conversation as you pass the intersection, and after she says that thing about Mind Palace, it starts to fade, and then you don't hear anything from her anymore.
Oh God, it's gone now. I mean, thank God it's gone now. I don't want to sit here listening to your thoughts. No offense.
My thoughts bad?
No, but I can hear thoughts through walls if that was the case. And imagine, me just sitting there trying to sleep and then all I hear you is thinking before you go to sleep. That'd be kind of annoying.
You saying my thoughts are annoying?
Yes, very so. I don't like hearing people's thoughts.
Like nose in the air at you.
Well, would you like to have to listen to someone, thinking all the time? Because I certainly can show you what it's like.
Did you hear anybody else's thoughts?
No, just yours. It's weird. I need to look into this.
Make me an intelligence check. I'll say both of you can do it.
Oh boy. 6.
Oh, big brain. Can I bolster this?
Sure.
All right.
I think Psychic Bolster has to be a skill you're proficient in, doesn't it?
I think you're right.
Oh, then never mind. It's just...
Yeah. But yeah, 12 is enough. You notice kind of offhandedly that Lunala is the closest person physically to you when this happened. And as you are continuing to talk about it, you come up to another intersection. And as you wait for the walk sign to pass, with Lunala kind of keeping her distance from you slightly, Terrence, what are you thinking right at this moment?
Should have worn a bigger jacket. It's cold out.
And you hear that from Terrence as you are physically close to him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna offhand mention, yes, you should have, Terrence.
Pardon?
He said you should wear a bigger jacket.
He just stops for a second. And in his mind is like, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. As she turns to Terrence and sees his lips aren't moving, goes. He stops and thinks. Luna, can you come over here and think close to me?
Oh, so now you want to read my thoughts?
I'll stop being salty and get your ass over here.
And I'll walk over there. You just hear, does it switch over to me?
Once you get physically closer than Terrence, yes, it does.
You just hear grumbling.
Oh, no reason to be so grumpy.
What do you want?
Get close to me, and let's try crossing this intersection, because it went away last time.
You want us to recross that intersection?
Yes. Something magical is happening, okay?
All right, so as you wait for the stoplight to turn red, you cross the intersection, and you notice that you are able to keep this connection so long as you are within maybe 3 to 5 feet from the street, and while you are within the intersection itself. Once you get past about 3 to 5 feet away from the intersection, like on the sidewalk, it fades and goes away.
I'm going to relay that information to the people in the group.
Terrence is going to whip out his cell phone and call Greyforge.
Daddy, help!
Daddy,
Greyforge picks up. Greyforge.
Hey, Greyforge, this is Terrence. I think we have an anomaly here.
All right. Do you want me to guess what it is?
Well, it seems to be affecting Rachel the most. It's like whenever we're in this intersection here, she can hear everyone's thoughts.
Is it just that intersection, or is it all intersections?
Hey, Rachel, go try another intersection.
I'll be like, okay, Lunala, Vincent, follow me.
Yeah, my turn.
Sorry, this was the second intersection that you guys were in. That first one, when she just heard Lunala, was the first one. Then you went down the street talking, and then
Okay.
So this is the second one.
Well, so far it's 2 intersections.
I'm going to head off to a third intersection with whoever follows me.
All right. As Greyforge is kind of waiting on the phone. So,
how's your day going?
I was literally about to ask you the same thing. Mine was good. I'm looking forward to getting back to the wife and Rugrat. Have a nice dinner. How about yours?
Oh, it's going all right. Just hanging around in the Big Apple,
That's nice. That's nice. Just letting you know, if you want to just spend the rest of this phone call just being quiet for everybody to get back, I'm perfectly fine with that. And not that I don't like talking to you, just...
Oh, no, please, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't like the necessity of small talk, so I'm going to be quiet now, but I'm still here. As Rachel and Lunala head over to the next intersection. As you head over to the next intersection, Lunala, whatever it is you think is what happens when you cross Vincent, what are you doing?
I'm going with them because it's my turn.
Okay. You want to get physically close to Rachel so that way she's hearing yours?
Yep.
All right. What is Vincent hearing as he gets close to Rachel? As they get...
Phenomena. Dun, 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 dun.
Rachel is going to face Palm and go, Vincent, why? Why?
No.
You're gonna get it stuck in my head.
Problem?
I just imagine you said problem as you're still thinking no.
Yeah, I can't. He can't think two things at one time.
Fair enough. But yeah, I'm gonna yell over to Terrence. Yep, over here as well.
Okay, so it appears to be every intersection we've come across so far.
Do you have any idea why that may be?
Off the top of my head, it may have to do with her innate psychic powers.
Agreed, but I'm not there. Is there anything else? I'm not sure how I can help you.
Hold on just a moment.
Rachel,
Terrence,
you make the best crossing guard ever.
My God.
Terrence physically sets his phone on the ground and starts ritual casting detect magic.
All right.
I think I would be a little better than a crossing guard with this power. Imagine interrogations.
As you're getting closer to the phone, you hear the phone on the ground. Yeah, no, don't do that. Sanctity of Mind Act. That's very, very illegal.
Rachel will call back. I can't control it. That's kind of the problem right now.
Oh, stay away from intersections, I guess. As Terrence, you finish your detect magic.
Stay away from intersections in New York City.
Yeah.
You finish your detect magic, and as you look around, you see the magic items on your party members, but you don't sense anything from the intersection.
He picks the phone back up and says, well, it's not the intersections themselves, so I don't know what's going on.
I do have a question, Chris. Did we just walk around in a circle? Have we been walking around on the same intersections, or did we go one block to the next block?
It's up to you. How would you have done it?
What do people say? Because I have no idea.
I would say we would just continue going on our way.
Okay, yeah, then that all would have happened the same way.
All right. I'm then going to try and head a different way. I'm going to cross the street and try and get away from this area a little bit.
All right, you taking someone else with you?
Yeah, whoever wants to come along. I'll look at Lunala and Vincent, or even Terrence.
Or even Terrence.
Wow!
Love you.
All right.
I gotta look at Terrence. I think she's trying to just say something here.
Yeah.
Well, I know when I'm not wanted.
At each intersection you try, there is no magic according to Terrence, and there is that same effect. Actually, I'll say roll me. 2 people can roll me an intelligence check, or 1 person with advantage.
Terrence.
Okay, I'll be intelligent.
You got this, Mr. Wizard Man.
I don't got this.
You have advantage.
Inspiration for that.
You have advantage.
Go again.
Better.
All right.
God damn it.
So 14.
All right. With a 14, I'll say that at each of the intersections that you try, Rachel, the phenomenon keeps on happening until you kind of get far enough away that the first intersection that you hit where there isn't a like a street light or any sort of a system like that, or it's just like a 4-way stop sign, it doesn't happen.
Rachel doesn't know this. Obviously, Terrence probably knows this.
So it appears that it's maybe something back the way we came?
Well, what was back there? What's different about this street?
I don't know. Maybe it's not the street. Maybe it's a building.
Hey, I will follow you, Mr. Madman, wherever you think.
Same.
Well, I guess back the way we came. He turns on his heel and starts marching backwards.
Follow Magic Man.
As you turn back from the barren intersection to the more populated one, you stop as the stoplight shows the walk sign says walk, and as you start to go, you hear people's thoughts again.
Oh, is it much louder since there's a lot of people near me since it's a crowded New York street?
It's later in the night, like 9 p.m. There's not a lot of people, like maybe a dozen or so people per street. It's not louder. It just switches from one person to another, depending on who's closest.
Okay. So I will inform them that I can only hear one person at a time, too, as well. And it's based on who's closest. Do I hear anything interesting? I gotta ask.
Marshmallow.
Oh, it's...
Just the typical holiday chatter for the most part. People worried about work or something about their family. Other people are planning what to do for Thanksgiving or planning where to go to get like Black Friday deals. What to get family members for Christmas, and one person who like bumps into your shoulder, you kind of hear, call you a bitch and kind of tickle something in the back of your head as they kind of run into that typical New Yorker kind of arrogance. But nothing outwardly. Actually.
Walk in here.
Yeah. You do hear someone say, what was that weird homeless guy back there doing to that streetlight?
Streetlight.
Oh no.
I'll mention to Vincent, hey, your buddy's famous. There's a homeless guy back there doing something again to the streetlight.
Can I look up? Do I see like anything from a tall building, like any portals opening up into, like Avengers?
I was actually gonna ask if I could use divine senses.
Post divine sense.
Yeah, sure.
I'm actually going to turn and head to where the person said, they said back to that street light, right?
Yes.
I'm going to turn and head that direction.
All right, and Lindal, if you want, you can make me a perception check for any sort of opening portals that you've missed. As for the divine sense, make me a perception check with that. Oh no, you can just sort of detect it.
You know the location.
Yeah. As you open your senses, you do this as you're walking back. I'm guessing you're following Rachel.
Yeah.
All right. As you walk back in the direction with Rachel, you look down an alleyway and you see a rat kind of like scuttling underneath a large, garbage bin. What are they called? Does mess with trash. Dumpster. What is with my brain today? This is why you don't have a late night game.
This isn't even a late night game.
It is for me, man. It is for me. I go to bed at 10 because I have to get up early. As the rat is kind of like scuttling under the dumpster, you get a foul, sulfurous smell coming from it. And at first you think it's just the dumpster, and then you realize it smells more like something infernal coming from this rat as it scuttles under that dumpster.
Well, let's about fiendish rat.
You kind of cut out here and there. What?
I just said I'll let all the companions know about the fiendish rat.
Fiendish
rat?
Yeah. I've kind of got a sixth sense for good and evil things, and the rat tickles my fancy. It's under the trash thing. Don't ask questions. Just go.
Let's go check it
rat.
out.
Yep,
Then all right, let's go.
All right. Before we go, I'm going to take one perception check to look for a crazy homeless man pulling out streetlights.
All right, make a perception check.
Bless you.
That made me jump. With a 14, you don't see anything immediately, but you just have like a view of down this street.
All right. Yeah, then I'll go follow them after the rat.
All right, as you all head into this dark alley at night in New York, you think, wow, I think I've seen this alleyway in an SVU episode. And every Law and Order episode ever. And this is a place where people get killed all the time.
I do have my hand on the hilt of my lightsaber, just in case I need to pull that out. I'm not going to pull up my gun, because shooting a gun in downtown New York, not
It's
a good idea.
lot of paperwork.
It's a lot of paperwork. The lightsaber, that's different.
Yeah, there's no paperwork if you cut someone in half.
Man, I don't have a shield. I don't have my armor. Beating sticks out. I just look like a dad that's ready to beat shit.
Yeah, all of you there are in your street clothes.
Oh no! I went down 2 AC.
Oh,
Yeah, you guys don't have armor.
I went down to
That's I still have 15 AC. That's still better, I think, than everyone else.
All right, so this is a
I have
long.
11.
Yeah, so this is a long alleyway. There are a few different dumpsters. The one that you're looking for is on the left that the rat went under. There are a few doors that lead into buildings. They're pretty heavy doors. On the opposite side of the alleyway is a chain link fence. It has a small gate in it that is currently closed. How would you all like to proceed? Are you going to try to stealth up to the dumpster?
I mean, we actually have a better chance stealthing now than any other time.
Yeah.
I'm going to whisper it to everyone before we're stealthing. I'm going to link our minds up. So do not fear for silent communication, and then I will use psychic whispers.
I say over to Terrence, like, oh, so now our minds are good enough to hear.
Oh, obviously.
Bill, nah, the science guy.
And as we link up, I'm going to send to Lenore. Hey, can I hear that, actually? Can I overhear you saying that?
No. Here, let me...
As you first go to link up, you hear a raspy voice in your head. Finally, we found my home. And then it's gone as you start to hear your friend's voice in your head.
Rachel will strain up like she was getting in the posture like she's gonna, sneak around, and you just hear her out loud go, "Aw, shit."
Oh, you all right?
He's found his way home.
Oh dear.
Who? The rat?
Vincent, come here right this instant.
The rat?
The rat. I'm gonna actually spend another cast this again and see if I can get more from him.
All right. How many times can you do this in a day? Up to your psychic die?
The first time's free. I've used one psychic die, I think, today, so I still have 5 more goes of this, now down to 4.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you get twice your proficiency bonus of dice.
Yeah.
You got a bit.
Yeah. All right. As you connect again for that first few seconds before the connection is established, it's almost like there's an amplification before the connection is made. Like your mind is searching out for other minds to connect to. As you hear, wait for the event on Thanksgiving, and then it cuts out as you hear your friends' minds.
he's going to open the portal to his home on Thanksgiving, and I will this time use it again, but try and connect with that. Try and focus on that connection. Like I want to try and connect to that.
Okay. As I'll say, roll me an intelligence check with this one.
All right.
All right, this is kind of new and odd, and you aren't sure what's been happening over the last few minutes, why you could do some things at some points and you couldn't other places. So as you try to expand your senses, try to like focus on it, trying to focus on the ability broker wherever they are, you expand your psychic senses, and you just sort of like give yourself like a little bit of a nosebleed as you're concentrating so hard. And this time you hear him, and it's just like a bit of technical speak about rearranging certain meta materials in the magical array, and then it cuts out as you connect to your friends.
Can I try again or no?
Sure. I'll say you have like one more chance before like your head hurts too much.
All right. I am like down to 2 of these. Oh my god.
I'm gonna chrono shift that one.
All right. This ain't great because these are pretty much flat rolls.
You got
with
this.
plus.
Don't fuck up.
You could. Yeah.
Oh
You have to
my
take the
god.
5 now. The chrono shift makes you take the second one.
So as you drop the first one and then focus on the second one, you concentrate with all of your might, and it hits you like a wave. This exhaustion, like the worst all-night study cram session that you've ever had, mental exhaustion getting shoved into your mind. Now you don't only have a bloody nose, you have both nostrils bleeding. You actually kind of broke a blood vessel in one of your eyes. You don't know about this yet, and as Rachel opens her eyes and looks at all of you, you notice one of her eyes is like bloody. She has like some blood running down her nose, and her face is starting to look like kind of pale.
I think with this amount of exhaustion, Rachel's going to collapse to her knees.
Oh, good
Hey,
Christ,
look,
what did you do?
I'm not, we're not on the clock. I'm not going to arrest you or anything, but what'd you take?
Rachel kind of looks up all bloody and goes, "You fucking idiot! I'm using magic powers, and I'm in pain!"
I don't think
Yeah,
any
the whole magic bit, huh?
powers use that.
Yeah, it turns you do not notice any magic around Rachel as she does this.
Whatever you're doing, it's not magical, so I suggest you stop.
It's psionics. Oh god, this hurts so much.
And now after this initial wave of exhaustion, instead of recovering, it's like you have like 2 ice picks shoved into your brain at an angle.
Oh god. It hurts! It hurts! It's like ice picks in my brain!
I swear, I can't like look down the alley. Like, I think we're fucking like killing this bitch.
In an alleyway at night. Bunch of people, yes.
She just screams, "It hurts! It hurts! It feels like ice picks in my brain."
You know, I'll make it even worse to scream, "Oh God, please help!"
Keep your voice down. Keep your voice down.
That helps. As one person kind of passes by, they look to be like a turtle, dressed very well, like in a tuxedo with like a little monocle and a top hat and a cane. Kind of an odd sight as he kind of passes by. He kind of looks down, looks up at each of you, and you kind of like have that temporary moment where he makes eye contact with the 3 of you standing over Rachel. Then he slowly continues to walk, kind of watching you out of the corner of his eye, moving a little bit faster than he was before.
I just yell, "Nice top hat."
Shut up, don't attract attention.
He just is intentionally ignoring you as he walks away. You do notice that his hand is kind of like going into his pocket.
Rachel, I need you to calm yourself.
Ow! How can I? Oh!
If she's still freaking, I just slap her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's
All right.
one way to get her to shut up.
While you're all doing that, I'm gonna go back for looking at the rat.
Right. I was gonna say, are you stealthing up to the rat? But you can't. Not anymore. And Lunala, as you slap Rachel, the ice picks turn into like a really bad migraine.
And as you do that, he goes, "Oh, that worked. Try it again. I just have a migraine."
Hey, can I try this one?
Go for it.
Terrence slaps her with just full force.
You see dust like pop off her face.
He winds up for this.
This is gonna be blood flying across because she's already.
Yeah, make me a strength attack roll.
Oh my god!
Smack.
That's no Mr. Wizard.
All right, roll your damage, sir.
Oh boy, that's like a D4 minus 1.
Yeah.
For what?
2 damage.
You slap Rachel, and she's now like bleeding from the mouth.
He spits out the blood. And goes, "Didn't mean hit me that hard." Is the migraine still there though?
Yeah, it hasn't really detracted at all. It feels more like it was like different steps. Like first was exhaustion, then was the like ice pick pain, and now it's like an intense migraine. And as all of you are here just slapping Rachel in an alleyway with other people passing by and kind of whispering to themselves, "Yeah, no, we should definitely call the cops, but let's go over there first." As they kind of wander off.
Oh shit! Fucking
Well, I
crowd
for one
mentality.
feel better.
None of those motherfuckers should call the cops.
I mean, no cops have shown up, so
Hey,
as Vincent, you crawl over or you head over to the dumpster.
Mhm.
So what are you doing over at the dumpster?
oh, I'm looking for a fiend rat.
Okay. As you get down and you look under the large dumpster,
Yep. As soon as I look under the dumpster, I'm going to use my divine sense again to get a location.
all right, you use divine sense and you immediately lock onto a rat that you normally wouldn't have been able to see at night underneath the dumpster. And underneath this dumpster smells horrible, but this sulfur smell from your divine sense is almost a psychic scent that you can easily separate from the nasty dumpster juice underneath. And it helps you zero in on this rat that seems to be eating a small piece of old popcorn as it kind of is on all fours, and it has the popcorn in one hand and it kind of looks over at you, and then it kind of backs up, pushing its back against the building far away from you.
And then I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay. I think that's an auto hit.
Yeah, it just happened.
Okay. You cast Hunter's Mark on this rat. As a small flash of green envelops the rat and then disappears.
Do you upcast it at all?
What's that?
Do you upcast it? I think upcasting it ups the duration of the time.
Only third or higher, and I
Is it
do
third
not
or
have
higher?
access
It's every other? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was a second level thing or... No.
For right now, it's just an
Okay. I didn't know, again, if the 8-hour one was a second level version.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, the rat, it just kind of pushes its back up against the wall and kind of watches you warily. And once in a while, it kind of like turns its head towards people slapping your friend kind of cautiously, and then it looks back to you since you're the closer one.
I want to try to get my beaten stick under there and kind of like I don't want to smack it just yet, but try to kind of push it in the direction of my compatriots.
Okay, I'll say make me a dex check because there's really not a lot of room underneath the dumpsters.
That's fine. Dexterity. 12.
Your beaten stick is long enough that you're able to get it down there. It kind of makes you cringe as you move it underneath this thing, and all this dumpster juice is kind of getting on your beaten stick as you kind of push the rat. Yeah, where are you pushing the rat?
I'm gonna try to herd it towards where the rest of the group is. So if it runs out, I can be like, hey, there, and they can do something about it.
You're able to get the rat, and it's kind of hard trying to control the rat's directions. It kind of tries to fight you, but the narrow space under the dumpster actually works to your advantage as you slowly slide it, and it takes a few tries, but you're able to slowly nudge it out of the dumpster, out from underneath the dumpster. And as it starts to get into the clear, it kind of looks around and makes a decision, and it tries to make a mad dash around you, between you and your friends, around you, in order to try to get towards the chain link thing.
Yeah, I just mentally roar like, rat! And start pointing. Get it!
Can I help try to get it?
Are you too busy slapping Rachel, or are you available?
I once, and then Terrence went all in full force, and I kind of backed up. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Terrence feels better, though.
Rachel will glare at Terrence.
And we'll say Terrence and Rachel are involved in slapping each other. Lunala, I'll say you have the potential to grab the rat if you'd like to try, or do something.
Yeah, I'll try to grab it. What kind of...
Grapple check.
Is it grapple?
Yep.
Fuck, I was hoping it was dexterity. All right.
I'll let it be a dexterity-based grapple, since you are kind of trying to grab it.
Oh, that's really good. 22.
As the rat jumps out, you're kind of looking at Terrence and Rachel, kind of like slapping him, slapping her, and then you hear Vincent shouting "rat," and you're able to, with your quick reflexes, notice it jump out, and you reach down and you just grab it in the palm of your hand and lift it up. And as you do, the rat is kind of squirming around, and then the rat says, "Hey, hey, let me go."
Oh, I was not expecting that.
Fiend!
Yeah, no, whoa, shit, no, hey, you, protect me, you, as he points to you, Lunala.
All right, what's your name?
What's your name?
Lunala.
Hey, can you put me down?
You haven't answered my question.
Yeah, I know, I don't give people my name, all right? It's kind of a thing that you don't do where I'm from. It's cultural, yeah. People are all about the cultural sensitivity nowadays, right? You wouldn't want to insult me, would you?
Okay, then what can I call you if it's not your name?
Yeah, what's your alias?
I don't care. As he kind of looks down on himself. Fuzzy. You can call me Fuzzy.
Rat
Fuzzy
fiend.
What if we bring him to one of the intersections so we can read his mind?
That would be violating... Well, actually, does it count for a demon? Does anyone know if the code counts for...
What's happening?
Demons don't have rights.
Okay, that was very insensitive, and also keep that psycho away from me, as he points to Vincent.
Are you a fiend, or are you a demon or a devil?
Neither. I'm a rat. Don't I look like a rat? Don't I sound like a rat? Come on. Look at this guy.
Well, actually, rats don't sound like that.
Rats don't speak.
Okay, you see, I'm getting two different stories. I get rats don't sound like that, and then I get rats don't speak. Make up your mind.
Well, yeah, they don't sound like that because they don't speak.
Okay,
Yeah,
you know what? I'm done here. Why don't you just put me down? We can go our separate ways and forget this ever happened. All right?
Why is that?
I'm gonna pull out my badge and be like, see, there's one problem. You've caught the attention of basically the magical police.
Oh, look at me. I'm shaking in my lack of boots.
Give me the rat.
Don't give him the rat. Don't listen to him.
You should give
This man is not stable.
If you don't start talking, I think we'll have to hand you over to our compatriot over there.
To be fair, we really haven't asked anything. What exactly are you doing here? I feel like you should ask a question before you give threats of what we're going to do if he doesn't answer the questions that we haven't yet asked.
Ask him
What'd you ask him?
if he was a devil or a demon.
Okay, fine. Are you a devil or a demon?
I'm a rat. I said this multiple times. Just a rat. Nothing special. I was here having dinner, which, by the way, you interrupted, as he points to you, Vincent. So if you could just let me go, as he kind of like tries to start to like squirm out of your grip.
Rats don't talk.
Well, this one does. Do you know a lot of rats? Do you spend a lot of time around rats?
We're in New York City.
Does he look magical?
Oh, you do have to take magic up.
Yeah.
That's right. This rat does have a faint air of magic around it. I'll
He's
say
got some magic on him.
I mean, to be fair, could also be a celestial rat or a dead rat, one of which not.
no. It tells you which type it is.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Let's see here. You know the type celestial fiend or undead of any being whose presence you sense, but you don't know its identity.
God. And you said it was right.
Yes, it is a fiend.
So belay my lap.
And the type of magic is sort of a combination between necromancy and transmutation that you sense from this rat.
Where exactly are you
he's
from?
An undead rat?
More transmutation than necromancy.
Where exactly are you from? Because you said, I mean, from what you said,
Yeah.
you're not from here.
Fiend, which of the lower planes do you hail from?
Okay, are you guys listening to this guy? This man needs help. Perhaps we should all focus as a group to get him that help.
He's an officer as well, and that is why he can detect what you are.
Fuck. All right.
I like how he's like, fuck.
Okay. What do you all want from me? I was here. I was having dinner, and you bothered me. What can I do for you to make you leave?
Why is there a fiend in New York City?
There are fiends all over the place. All right.
Like where?
Like I don't know. Like everywhere. There's like the occasional hell portal. Sometimes we get people to sell their souls and we corrupt them. It's a whole thing. All right.
Okay. How about a different question? Do you know of any big magical thing going on?
I mean, that's not really my forte. Can you be more specific?
What is your forte?
Well, technically, my forte is getting people to sell me their souls.
So you're a fiend.
Yes, I have already admitted this.
That.
Parents, do you know if are fiends illegal? Like, are they? Can you check the legal code on them?
Terrence,
You mean
what's
I
your
don't
legal code
illegal?
on if fiends have rights?
That's
Yeah. As Rachel says this, she like coughs out a little bit of blood. She's like, oh.
what do you mean our fiends
Oh, I
illegal?
can
That doesn't even make
do
any
that.
sense.
I'll text Greyforge. What what is the correct protocol in dealing with a fiend found in the city?
What are the fiend's pronouns?
Oh my god.
As you text Greyforge will send back like a copy paste of the manual. Basically, if anything from the Expanse threatens someone, then you are allowed a pretty wide range of rights as to how to deal with it. If they don't actually cause harm, then it's a little more iffy.
Well, he just admitted to stealing souls.
Oh, hold on, can I see that rat real quickly?
I feel like transferring over a rat. I don't know if you've ever held a rat before. You have to hold him in a very specific way.
Just
Moving him over, he could
hold
easily
him
be.
still for me.
Hold
very,
on.
very shortly.
Section G, subcolumn Q says that I'm allowed to use lethal force because he's stealing souls.
That's it.
Well, I said I used to make deals for souls. Then I kind of got trapped in this rat's body. It
But
is
you have done
horrible.
It's illegal.
Isn't there some sort of a statute of limitations on that? There has to be.
Yeah. How long is your lifespan?
I don't know. Rats live for like what, 2-3 years?
Sorry, buddy. I don't think that falls into it.
Well, Mr. Fuzzy, who put you in this rat body?
I made a bad deal. Well, I mean, actually, it was a very good deal. The person was very gullible and stupid. But she had a sister who could do magic, and she sort of took my soul and shoved it into the rat. It's kind of how I've been living.
Who was this? We might know this individual.
Yeah, that's a good question. Why don't you take me somewhere? I don't know. Y'all look like tourists. Maybe a hotel room. Get me a nice meal. Maybe, a bath. Haven't had one of those in a while. Prime rib. And we can discuss.
Very specific tastes for a fiend.
Yeah, I was very good at my job. Best of the best. I mean, the demons on Wall Street were like looking at me in envy. I got used to the finer things. You develop a case for caviar, fine wines, and champagnes, and I haven't had it in forever. I was just under a dumpster eating a stale piece of popcorn.
He does have
a
good point. I think we should take him back to a hotel.
Whoa.
Yeah, listen to him.
Vincent, can you write that down, though? The demons on Wall Street thing? We will have to get back to that one.
I have a better proposition, okay? You answer our questions, and if we like the answers, or if they're useful to us, I'll get you a Big Mac, and I won't squish you with my boot.
Extra cheese.
Extra cheese.
And also, if you help out, the Bureau might be able to do something for you, and you might be able to get a trial and not be executed, but instead get some sort of deal out of it.
As all of you start to hear sirens in the distance getting closer.
Better decide quickly.
What did you all want?
We have just some simple questions about what you were doing here, and if you know anything going on in the city. Particularly, do you know a man known as the Ability Broker?
I may have dug through some garbage cans, heard some people talking.
The more information you can provide about him and his plans, and if you can provide his location, if you can get us his location, I can basically guarantee you that we will get you hooked up with the BAP for a trial or something, and get you help that you obviously need, rat demon.
Make me a persuasion check. It's because there hasn't been any in this whole conversation.
All right. Does anyone have higher than 1 plus 1d6?
I think you are technically our highest base of persuasion.
No, my -1. Definitely use me.
-1 as well.
I have a +7.
To persuasion?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm a paladin.
Don't forget, we're using the proficiency die.
Yeah. +4 d6. Yeah.
He has a lot better chance. Vincent has a lot better chance because I've only a plus.
I just typically like to intimidate more than I do persuade.
I was going to say, for you, it would be more intimidate. He does not like you.
All right. Oh, then. Should.
Yeah, no, Rachel, make the persuasion check, since you're the one kind of trying to persuade him right now.
All right. Oh.
Holy shit.
Max roll equal.
Oh my god.
All right, fine. I was digging through some garbage cans. There was this crazy guy kind of was very, very hairy, and he's coming from a rat, big guy. Started muttering about something. He was digging through the dumpsters too. No, he didn't swat at me, so it was okay. Muttering something about aliens, and he kind of went off. He was watching this one building. What's it? The big one. Shit, it's got it's from. You ever see that TV show 30 Rock? No one is cultured. No.
Is that a show about rocks?
I don't.
Okay, I liked you like
TV.
10 seconds ago.
Very much. Sorry.
He points to Terrence. I liked you like 10 seconds ago, and now I'm back to not liking you again. Just letting you know that.
I'm used to it.
Let's get going to the hotel room. That way we don't get arrested on the streets, and we can put on 30 Rock then. Unless you know the bill.
Why are we getting arrested?
She looks like a drug addict that was in an alley while we all looked like we were mugging her. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, we have our badges on us. We can just.
I understand. I just don't feel like having the conversations. That
Yes.
I don't want to deal with the
deal with the paperwork.
I'm not dealing with the paperwork.
I'll deal with the
Off
paperwork.
we go.
I don't.
Begins walking
With
away.
all due respect, I don't trust you with the paperwork. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm going to follow.
And you're just carrying this random rack down the street.
Absolutely. It's not the weirdest thing that fucking New Yorkers would have seen.
Yeah. As the four of you walk down the street, one of you with a bloody nose and a bloodshot, or sorry, not bloodshot. Shit, what is with my language skill today? Burst blood vessels in her eye, or eye all red. The other one carrying a large rat with like matted fur in her hand. New Yorkers have seen some weird things, so you don't get too many odd looks, but there are definitely a few, and they give you a wide berth. Especially when someone kind of pauses and is like, oh, is that a chihuahua? Oh my God. They notice it's a rat.
Or rat catchers, professional rat catchers.
All in our street clothes.
They gotta look you up and down. Okay.
I'm gonna whisper to the rat at one point while we're walking. If you try to go get away, have you marked magically, I will find you and I will kill you.
Okay. I think we need some ground rules here about people not being rude to me. And also, I think he kind of like tries to take his midsection, fling it towards you as a stream of urine aims at you. But he just doesn't have the power to get it far enough to hit you. Instead, just like a small trickle of urine just falls on the street.
This thing in my hands.
It doesn't hit your hands. Like I figure like you have like the top half of the body.
Mm.
So he was like trying to angle his hips to pee on Vincent, and it just doesn't work. Fuck. That was my one shot. Now it's gone. Is everybody happy?
Yeah, actually.
As all of you head back to your hotel rooms. And we will commence with the interrogation of Fuzzy next session.
All right. On the way back, though, I will get him his, clean up my face a little bit.
His
and then
Big Mac.
Yeah, his Big Mac.
With extra cheese.
I love the good cop, bad cop that just comes up and it's like, oh, what is your name? Tell us your name.
Like good cop, psycho cop.
I will put you in the ground.
Oh, Fuzzy, what do you want for you? Oh, God, I just love
I will hang you with your own intestines.
Where are you from? Tell us or I will grind you into paste and glue you to a wall.
I think this is a paladin thing, though, because it's a demon.
Hey, it's a devil.
It's a fiend. We don't know yet.
Oh, what does Mr. Fuzzy want to drink? Because I'm going to get him a Big Mac meal.
You only get Sprite from McDonald's.
No, you never get Sprite. You only get Coke from McDonald's.
No.
I'm a Coke guy myself.
I prefer
is the
Coke
only
normally,
way.
but McDonald's Sprite just has a crisp that literally is like no other.
I'm not a huge fan of like Sprite or Mist.
It's like
I'm
syrup.
not 12
McDonald's
anymore.
version has that crisp.
It tastes like syrup.
It all tastes like syrup. It's corn syrup.
It's not. It just tastes like you're drinking the syrup, not getting it in a fizzy.
Literally, that's all any of it is. It's syrup and sugar. That's all.
He's gonna say, "I want a tea, please. Sweet tea."
Sweet tea. Oh my god.
I'll accept it with the amount of sugar that they put in. It's like, okay, you know.
I'll get him his sweet trees. I'll get him Big Mac, and I'll get him some fries.
Also, as we're going, just like mental note of like demons on Wall Street will approach Great Forge with this later.
After they get the order in, I'm gonna put like a silver. Ask them to make the sweet tea not sweet. Oh, my bad. I'm gonna try to bribe them to make the sweet tea non-sweet.
Do they even have unsweetened tea?
Yes.
I think they do. Right. Yeah, I mean, they don't really need a bribe. It's just you came in with them, so
I'm doing it anyway.
I'll give you $10 not to. Some teenage kid, like,
yeah, okay.
he goes, all right.
Sure, sir, whatever. Give you 5 of
them. For $10, he could literally give you 10. All right. Okay. So I will talk to the rest of you next week.
Go sleep.
Yeah. Chris, let me know if you have any questions or anything. I've got a decent bit of your sort of thing down. I've actually had to start looking up actual national like locations of like wildlife, like, you know, scenes and stuff like that. So that's all in my search history now too.
Yeah, DMing will make your search history weird. I currently have a tab open about, hang on, let me look. Where is it? The history of eel farms? Here, hang on.
Yep.
So, a guide to eel farming.
It's funny because I didn't plan on there being a gnome village where, like, there was a village there. I hadn't fleshed anything out, but you're like, yeah. It's like you're excited to think about like proximity with certain things, and I was like, all right, what would make sense with like some of the organizations you have linked into? I'll go, okay, probably like right here. All right, it's got water relatively, so it's near them. All right, that's a gnome village now. All right.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like gnomes. Just like some of them are gnomes.
No, I mean, I think a number was like 40%, and it was like, yeah, that works. Whatever.
Yeah.
I try to keep that vision as best. You did see what the name of your place is called, right?
Yeah.
You wrote a name. I was like, absolutely not.
Oh, come on. You never watched Fairly Odd Parents?
I did.
Dingleberg.
I have this map made, and I don't have I'd have to redo the entire like naming of every single place because I don't have that original Photoshop document that has the text files of all those names separately. So.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. I just didn't know whether or not those were like just the larger places or whether that was literally like all the settlements.
I literally have just for reference that way you can always look at it. I have the map in the chat there, and it literally has like the town and the town's names, and yours is in there.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. I just didn't know whether or not the ones that were on the maps were like all of them or whether they were just like the major, really big settlements. You know, like some maps just have like cities on it, but the smaller towns aren't shown.
That has cities. There might be like tiny little, 5-house settlements that aren't marked. Like if it's like super tiny, no. But if it's a general village and stuff like that, it's on there.
Yeah. Oh, and my guy is also going to be very directionally challenged. I made like a few small additional things. They aren't like major story things. They're like a fear or like small quirks in his personality. But he's definitely going to be very directionally challenged now because his town is to the north. The starting town that we're going to be in is in the south, but he's supposed to be heading east towards the college
probably town. Like I said, I think the starting, I gotta get everyone else's backstory, but you'll probably start in Stanberg, one of the major cities in Udros in that country. But where you are, you're north of that in that village. You're pretty close to another major city. But I have to work. I've got 2 people's stuff done. Rye, every day we pick a little bit further on how close of what kind of character he's gonna go, and once we have that, it'll be easy to flesh out. But
yeah. Oh, and by the way, I have no problem with you playing the Wild Magic Sorcerer. Again, just so long as you RP this stuff like a person, which you're normally good at, then I'm fine with it.
I also might edit some of that table and adjust some little things here and there. I have additional things that can go in. So it's I don't like the fireball on yourself because that can literally kill.
Yeah, but it also fits with the subclass, and it's not a huge likelihood of it happening. Like there are some actual D100 tables that have 100 different options that are nice.
Yeah. I have additional 50 because that table technically is only a D50.
Yeah.
But I have some additional things, and me and I talked about a while in the past, but I'm not gonna put too much work into it until I know what exactly he's playing, because he's narrowed it down to a few little things, and I'm like, all right, I'm not doing research until I know what the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Let's bring up a question. How many more sessions do you think we'll do of this thing before we'll switch over to the other one? Because if it's crunch time, I will actually, instead of being like, oh, I'm just going to play Elden Rings, I'll actually focus on that more. Because I've been just doing.
It's like, well, it's been 2 to 3 sessions for like the last 6 sessions, so I don't know. So you guys are definitely in the last.
Give me an idea. I can work on. So I have like open ends on a lot of stuff, and like stuff I haven't fully fleshed out. Like I have organizations I haven't fleshed out all the major characters in that like organization, and I created a character specifically to deal with some of micro stuff. And another thing, I've created characters that deal with Chris's stuff. So I made an NPC that I had no intention of making at the time, but now there's an NPC in his town of part of an organization that is there now because it makes sense.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I haven't narrowed down any backstories, but I've narrowed down class and the subclass I'm playing. I'm going to be playing a druid, Circle of the Stars druid.
Yeah, that's great. I gotta look into. Yeah, give me your idea for your backstory and everything, and I can try to like place it in a location that makes sense. If you're thinking like, is it like in the mountains or in a forest or stuff like that?
Actually, funny enough, as soon as you said give me a location, I thought of the mountains close to the stars.
And that's an idea I honestly. So I can work on that. I can get you something like that. So there's a lot. It lets me do a lot of like random little works and stuff. I'm like, oh, I need to flesh out that. Like I had to name a fort because I haven't named my forest and shit like that. This is still like a world in progress of me making. I haven't named all the forests and mountains and shit like that. So I had to name the forest that our ranger is from. So
that's all funny.
So I only have 1 to 2 sessions left before before the new baby comes. So I may or may not have to take a week or 2 or 3, depending on kiddo's schedule, away from D&D. And I've told everybody this in the other games. So depending on, when this one ends and the next one starts, or if it's just going to be back to back.
It will not be a back-to-back session. There would definitely at least be a week in between, just so I can minimum. And I'll try to see about doing like a session 0 thing, where even if it's just like, even if it's like a one shot with those characters, just to get an idea of like, is this how you want to roll before you kind of like set in on something?
Yeah. And I mean, like I mentioned in the other group, like it could very well be that I don't need to take any sort of time off. It just depends on what sort of scheduling we have and how good of a sleeper the baby's going to be. And like Jackson was a fantastic sleeper, and I was able to do shit while he was still a newborn. But who knows?
Yeah, I have an idea. If to fill in your Sunday games, if I have to do one shots, I have a 3-part.
Yeah, I think
that would buy a couple weeks too. So
yeah, can't remember if Micro said he wanted to do something as well, but
that's possible. So like there's options out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will definitely. I would say there'd probably at least be like a 2-week thing. So like at the end, let's say we ended next week. there at least be a week off so I can finalize some things, and then, so everyone can ask me whatever questions, and that'll be my day off and stuff. And next week I'll probably just do like a one shot. Doesn't have to relate to this, but you'll play those characters so you can get an idea of how do you want to role play. You can learn your character a little bit, get an idea.
Oh, hell yeah.
Start,
yeah, that's always nice.
Session 1 with, I'll probably have you in Sandberg. I have an idea for a questline for the first beginning, sort of intro thing, but it just depends if someone has a backstory that gives me enough reason to go, no, I think I'd rather do this instead.
Yeah.
Oh, as a heads up, I do know I am going to be playing the Druid as a very silent character because I don't want to have to do lots of talking like I do with Rachel.
Hey, you play whatever you want to play. I'm pretty open,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're thinking of still doing the same thing, Terrence, because I know you were mentioning a Way of Long Death monk.
I'm still debating it, but that's probably what I'm going to end up going with.
Mm-hmm.
So good news, at least. With the crest moving to Thursdays, it will no longer be like me being like a 50-50 chance of being in voice or at work, whereas my scheduled day off is going to swap from Mondays to Thursdays, so I'll always be able to be in session, which will be nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's going to be rough having, this game and then, a couple of hours in between transitioning to the other one. And it'll be an interesting, trying to, sleep schedules and all that fun stuff. What the fuck sleep? But it actually works. It works better for me, like overall, just consolidating the days and having to not worry about that one extra day off. Because
it's definitely, it works out. So hopefully it'll be good. So far in our party we have a paladin. We have, which we need to work on your exact subclass. I have the D&D Beyond thing, so if you ever want to make your character, you can, Chris. So I know you were thinking you set on like a subclass, but that and then we have a paladin, we have a stars druid, we have a Drake Warden ranger, and then we might have the Way of Long Death monk, and then whatever Rye decides on, which he's kind of floating with some charisma stuff, but we'll see.
He's a sorcerer. He should be the party face.
So he's got a couple ideas. So
there's a 93% chance that I'm going to be a charisma caster. We'll just sit it there.
All the options you've given me recently were like, these are like
exactly
the top two, and then this is a distant third. They were all charisma. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we will have wisdom and charisma. I cannot wait for low intelligence.
Well, that's kind of where like I was at originally, because when I was looking at the party, I was like, well, we have a paladin, so we're not going to be like super hurting for charisma like in the long run, but you don't have any intelligence.
You don't need it. You can get around without identify. Exactly. I have ways for that. Yeah,
and I mean we've been in games where we're deficient in one thing really bad. And it works out. Sometimes those are the best moments where like, oh, we need to make the intelligence check, but everybody has a -2, It's fucking great.
Let me check really quickly because I actually have my character sheet partially.
I did see you had a level 1 character in there.
Yeah, I have like the stats officialized and the stuff. It's just I might be moving around the race and stuff. That's why.
Cool thing I've learned.
Where's the game?
It's just called Avalon. So I found out a cool thing I can do. I can change backgrounds of people into backgrounds that they wouldn't have. So like the like Micro doesn't have some of the backdrops for like your D&D Beyond character sheet. Well, I have almost all of them because I pre-order all the books and that sort of stuff. since I'm a DM and I can edit your sheets, I can change your backgrounds to like cool as fuck thematic things. I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know if it was like limited to, since it was like, oh, the person whose sheet that is doesn't have that. But since I can edit the sheet, I can change backgrounds, which is cool.
Oh yeah, I took a.
So I was testing it with Connor's character and Micro's, where they now have just random backgrounds that I put in.
Nice.
Oh my god.
So yeah, you can see your character now. It just has like that bluish. I mean, you could change it. I just kind of was throwing stuff in there.
Yeah. No, I was just going to check through and see what my intelligence was, and I realized I have a 10 in intelligence. I'm average.
Hey, that's not negative.
Yeah. No.
Micro's rocking a 12.
Well, yeah.
I will have the lowest intelligence in the party. My character is intentionally a dipshit. Like, I was actually going to ask whether or not I could make it lower than, what is it, 8?
Oh god.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's up to you. There'll be times where it's like, yeah, no, you don't even get the chance for a check. Nope.
Well, what do I do if I make it like a 7 or something? Do I do that like
You can make them all either custom or in the extra sheet. You can change your score in the sheet itself. You can override.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do I recoup those like point by points somewhere else or no?
I'm gonna say no, because this is for balancing wise. Is I do the point by sort of system. That's just for balancing wise.
What?
I'm just saying no, just to keep it flat across the board for balancing. That's why I do point by and not do the rolled and stuff like that.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying is if I can take like a 7 to my stat, do I recoup that like lost point somewhere else?
Yeah, I'm just saying, just for simplicity, I'm just gonna say no.
Oh, okay. So no going down to 7.
I mean, if you want to put yourself at 7, I'm not gonna say it's like you can. I'm not gonna like move around ability scores all over the place, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Because I mean, like all the casters are going to be like, "Oh, can I drop strength?"
Yeah,
to 5?
so if you want to
Yeah.
drop a stat, that's fine, but I'm not gonna have it then make another stat then go up.
Yeah, no, I get it. It was just phrased in a weird way, and I need sleep, so I get it.
No, I totally get it, and that totally valid question and everything. That's why I'm just like,
Might actually raise my intelligence up, because currently I do have like 12 strength, and I was like, oh yeah, I actually don't want to be baby arm like Rachel. Oh no, because strength is actually suggested for druids.
it's suggested.
Is it?
Yeah, because on the guide for the oh wait, no, is that Pathfinders? That's Pathfinders. Excuse me. Let me look at Druid D&D 5e,
I
because
say druids are pretty much just
yeah.
wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe like some con for saves or whatever, and it depends on your subclass big time too.
Out of most of the casters, druids actually require the least amount of physical stats because of wild shape.
Exactly, but that's if you're
Correct.
kind of a wild shape class type of thing.
Yeah. You're going to be stars, so.
No, that just means guiding bolt everything to death.
Yeah,
But the star druid uses your wild shape to activate.
Yeah.
Go into your form,
yeah,
which
burns.
is really cool. It's a really cool subclass.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna live vicariously through you in that subclass. It is a very cool subclass.
Oh yeah, strength and charisma are the dump, so I should get rid of my strength. It's just, I was like, yes, I Rachel, just not having strength really hurt. And I was like, do I really want to play another low strength character? Yeah, I probably should.
How often do you think you're gonna have to roll strength checks?
I can let Big Boy Paladin do it. That's it.
He's going to be a dex paladin. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm going strength and also high charisma. And I think I'm heading more towards redemption paladin. Like I'm thinking devotion, but I never like that action to activate their feature, and redemption just fits a little bit better.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right. I am peacing out, guys, because I got to get my kiddo to bed for.
All right.
See, I'll see you in